Welcome, everybody. This is Games Over Plastic DLC, a very special episode. We are coming back to recap and review and just discuss and talk about and have fun all the showcases that happened. We had the Sony State of Play, which happened. We had Jeff Keighley's Summer Games Fest. And what has not yet happened, but will happen at the end of this episode, thanks to the magic of editing, we will have the Xbox Game Showcase as well. So look forward to that. I am Midnight, as always, joined by my two amazing co-hosts. First of all, we have Sean Mason, the man who is just the man. He's the man. How you doing, Sean?
Good, I'm doing all right. It's the weekend, counting down the days till the end of the school year. We got 7 more school days, so that's it. So a week and 2 days, so just getting there.
I am very happy for you and also jealous. And last but not least, the master of graphics, Hodge. How you doing, sir?
I'm good. I don't have 7 days left of work. I have many, many days left of work because I work in AC and it's only getting busier now that it's getting hot out. So I do not have that luxury, but I am happy to be here talking about games. You see right there, my little Switch 2 chilling. I actually got one and been playing that, enjoying it. But we are here to talk about PlayStation and Summer's Game Fest and then later Xbox, of course. But I'm excited. Let's do this.
Heck yeah, I got my Switch 2 throne behind me. I set up. You guys see that? Hell yeah. So I'm so excited. Switch 2 is awesome. We're having a lot of fun, but that's not what we're here to discuss. Excuse me. Let me get into the administrative stuff really quickly, and then we're going to get into these games. This is Games Over Plastic, the podcast for the agnostic gamers. No console wars, just fun over here. Find us every other Monday and sometimes in between, like a DLC episode, on YouTube with graphics and everything. YouTube.com/at Gamesoverplastic. You can also find us on all audio platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcast, Overcast, Pocket Cast, literally everywhere. You just search for Games Over Plastic, you'll find us. As always, please leave us likes, comments, share this video, show us some love, help us grow, and we really appreciate you. This is just a special DLC episode, so we won't be doing our usual what we're playing or write-ins, but if you have a write-in, leave a comment, and we could use your write-in on a future episode, okay? With all that being said, we're going to hop right into it. This is going to be a loaded episode. So for the Sony State of Play, we're each going to take turns kind of hosting a segment here. So I'm going to pass this over to our resident Sony fan, Sean Mason. What was going on with the Sony State of Play, sir?
All right, well, we got a plethora of games. 25 games were, well, more than 25, but there was 25 main, announcements or updates. So, I think we should just get right into it since we have so many games to talk about. The show opened up with a little game called Luminous Arise from the same people who gave us Tetris Effect. It's coming out in fall 2025. VR mode included. When they started showing this, I didn't realize it was a game. I thought it was just like a cinematic for the State of Play at first. So I was trying to I'm like, oh my god, is that the X button? Is that the circle button? Is that the square? I was trying to figure that out, and then I realized pretty soon, I'm like, oh no, this is an actual game, and I pretty much figured it was Luminous right away. Once I figured that out, but I've never played Luminous. I've never really been. I'm not a big Tetris fan, and I never played Tetris Effect. So I don't know. It looks pretty cool. I know that a lot of people who are into Tetris Effect are pretty hyped for it. So yeah,
Yeah, I've never played Tetris Effect. This game looks okay. It's coming to Steam because I just Googled it and the first thing I saw
yeah.
was Steam. So, but yeah, not for me, but looks cool.
Yeah, I did play Tetris Effect. I think there was a demo for it or something on my PSVR or something. I can't remember what it was, but I played it and I do like Tetris. It's a very obviously like people say it's a perfect game because it just plays well. It's a good puzzler kind of thing. But I don't understand the hype behind it because it's just Tetris with colors and music playing. I don't get the hype. I don't know what it is, but so when this was happening, I didn't know this was the same people who made Tetris Effect. So I was just watching like, oh, this looks like Tetris Effect, but it's not. And I was kind of watching. I'm just kind of waiting for it to be over. I'm like, it's a nice chill song and showing the colors and all that, but yeah, I'm not gonna play this game. But and to me, it was a weird opening to the State of Play. I didn't understand why they opened with a VR puzzle game, but whatever. But yeah, I'm not gonna play it.
Weird.
Hope people enjoy it who do.
Yeah, you can play it without VR too. So
yeah.
All right. Next up, this game got me really excited. It was Pragmata 2026 release date. First time we'd seen it in 3 years. I was pretty excited for this because I had forgot about the game, and then when they started showing it and I saw the title again, I was like, "Oh yeah!" I thought it was a pretty cool concept. You know, you're running around in your little robot suit with the little girl Diane. I think, yeah, they're calling her Diane.
Yeah,
that's like
her name's D1 something.
D1. Yeah, so like, I was gonna call you Diane. It gave me Bioshock vibes a little bit with the like kind of like the little girl and the
little sister,
like daddy, the little sister. Yeah, I thought it looked really cool. 2026. I like at the end there it's a 2026 for real because I guess in 2023 that they said when they originally announced that they had 2026 up there with maybe, which was pretty funny.
Well, no, 2026 maybe was a different game. This one did.
No, they had that. They had
like,
that. They had that back in 2023 as well. They did the same thing in 2023 when they first announced this game.
Well, yeah, they did 2022. Then crossed off said 2023, and then in this one it ends it wipes off the 2023 and says 2026. It's real. 2026 maybe was a different game. It's actually the next game that they said maybe.
But yeah, I thought this was pretty cool. I'm pretty excited for it. It comes from is this Capcom? Yeah. No.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Capcom.
It is.
So yeah, I thought it looked cool.
Yeah, I thought it looks cool too. My first thought when I first saw the little girl was I thought she looked creepy. Like the very first shot they showed of her, she looked really creepy. But then I realized she's an android, so it's like, whatever. But yeah, no, this game does look interesting. Like you're rolling around in like a spacesuit, kind of like Starfield style. You got like this little android on your back, and she has some kind of powers. And the gameplay looked fun. I've never played any Pragmata stuff. I think isn't this like a continuation of something? Or is it a brand new IP?
I think it's a brand new IP.
Okay, I thought it was older, but I'm interested in this. I might play this one.
Yeah, I don't know. It looked kind of. It reminded me. I don't know why. It just kind of reminded me of like Stellar Blade, where I'm like, I understand it's probably gonna be a great game and people are gonna love it. It's just not for me. So I don't know. Maybe if it reviews super well, but yeah, having like a pantsless creepy android girl on your back, I was like, I don't know if I want to play that, but. It looks interesting, but it's not one that hyped me because I remember when they announced it a long time ago, people thought it was like a Hideo Kojima game because of like the spaceman and like the city just doing whatever. But yeah, it'll depend basically on how it reviews. But that trailer didn't really hype me up anyway. But
yeah, this was one of my bigger games of the Sony showcase. So yeah, I liked it.
All right.
Yeah.
Next up, had a game that got me really excited. Was Romeo is a Dead Man. I loved how they opened with the animation. At first, it opens up, and I'm like, "What the heck is this animation style?" It looked crazy, and then it just gets even crazier when he goes and answers the door. He's like, "You're dead," and he like basically fall, and then he goes, "Well, here," and then he like gets like stabbed with the medicine, and then he's going around. He's now a dead man. He's working for I think he's working for like the FBI. And he has to like hunt down people. I thought this game looked really cool. I've never played a Suda 51 game, so I'm really excited to check this out. I am probably gonna check out No More Heroes before this game comes out. But yeah, this game looked really cool, I thought, and I know it got a lot of people hyped up who are big No More Heroes fans and Suda 51 fans. I thought the whole concept's pretty cool, but yeah.
Yeah, I thought this one looked pretty interesting. Not bad. I've never played a Suda 51 really game either. I did actually try No More Heroes for like a second on the PlayStation. I don't remember why, but it was okay, but I fell off of it pretty quickly. But yeah, this one looks interesting. It's something I'll keep my eye on.
I've never even heard of No More Heroes, so I don't know what it is. But yeah, I don't know. This one, I liked the goofy. It was like, it reminded me of like Adult Swim cartoons from back in the day, like the really weird animation style at the start, and it was kind of weird and goofy. And then I was just so confused because then it cuts into like this, again, like Stellar Blade looking type action game, and I'm like, what is happening? And then they show a very quick montage of all the different art styles. So I'm like, the artist in me wants to be like, oh, that looks. I'm interested in like how weird and out there it is, but yeah, I don't have any, love for the studio or that game you guys were talking about. So I'm like, I don't care, but I heard apparently this was a lot of people's like game of show. So I'm like, I don't know, maybe it'll be good, but what I saw, it did nothing for me again. But especially when they do the thing of like ultra violent realism, I'm like, all right, you're advertising the wrong shit to me. That's not what gets me into games. So,
Yeah, well,
but
that's the whole Suda 51 though. Like that's like their whole shtick.
oh, okay, yeah, then
So
maybe the
yeah,
studio's not for me. I don't know,
yeah,
but
it's probably
I don't
not.
know.
But that's
It's another
that's
one
their
where
shtick.
yeah, it's another one where when reviews roll around or whatever, I'll keep my eyes out, but it's not what I have any excitement for. So, yeah.
Well, it's a huge deal because No More Heroes is a very, very big franchise. Those 3 games, very big franchise for people. Next up, we have Silent Hill F, which is another big franchise. We got some nice reveals, some nice. We got some gameplay of this. Instantly thought of my friend Scott because he's a huge Silent Hill fan. Like he loved the Silent Hill 2 remake, like absolutely adored it. Him and his fiance played it and like they were like freaked out by it. They like it. They like Silent Hill a lot more than Resident Evil. So I was really excited. Right when they saw this, I texted him right away and was like, hey, Silent Hill F, here you go, man. So he was really excited. But yeah, Silent Hill F. I've never played a Silent Hill game. I want to play. He's telling me to play the Silent Hill 2 remake all the time. So maybe I'll check that out before this game comes out. But this game looks pretty cool. It's different. It's very different than like Resident Evil, which we saw some of in the Summer Games Show. Same Summer Games Fest.
Hodge, what did you think?
I do want to play that remake because I heard it was really good, but like that remake, when I watched the trailers, I was like, this gameplay doesn't look fun, but apparently 2 is very, very, very good. So that's why I kind of gave this one the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, well, the other one didn't look that good and everyone loved it. So hopefully this is good. This one's not a remake of like an old game, right?
No, it's a brand new game. It's
Okay,
the same.
yeah.
I think it's the same studio that did the remake, but now they get to like make their own version.
Okay. Yeah, this one it looks like I love the well, like the creepy like mannequin type enemies and stuff, and it reminds me of Junji Ito. If either of you know Junji Ito manga, he's a horror author, and it reminds me of that. And yeah, I love this like the Japanese setting and stuff. So it looks really cool. I'm very interested in this one, but yeah, I'm gonna have to play the other Silent Hill remake that came out first, just to because I've never played a Silent Hill game either. Like Resident Evil, I only got into like a couple years ago. I finally started playing them, so I want to get into this series because obviously it's beloved by everyone. So yeah, I'm excited to try this one out eventually. Whenever it comes out, when is it? This year it comes out September.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
September's back now.
Yeah, so I've never like Hodge. I've never played a Silent Hill game before in my life. At first I was kind of like giving this game a little bit of grief because Silent Hill's a city in America, right? So like now they're taking it to Japan, which is a little weird. But I guess if you want to make something creepy, just put like a Japanese schoolgirl in it. It'd be like The Ring, right? Creepy as hell. Japan has a weird horror that is just very creepy. But this does come out, a month before Halloween. So maybe I'll make this a Halloween game for me to play.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll check that out. We like to play, a couple spooky games around Halloween and then do our spooky show. So maybe Silent Hill F will be something that I actually will play around that season. We'll see.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I agree. Yeah. Actually, I'll probably do the same because then I can play the Silent Hill 2 remake around spooky season also.
I won't be playing the older ones probably. I'll probably just jump right in this one because I'm sure you don't have to play the old one since this is completely in Japan. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Silent Hill just means fog now.
Yeah.
That's all it means.
Yeah. What else we got, Sean?
All right, next up we have Bloodstained: The Scarlet Engagement, a sequel to Bloodstained: Ritual of the Night, which came out like almost 7 years ago now. At first, when they first showed this, I was like, "Are they giving us a new Castlevania game? We're getting a Castlevania here?" Because it looks so much like Castlevania, and it sounded like it. And I was like, "Oh my god, there's that Simon Belmont? Is that one of the Belmonts?" And then, obviously, it's Bloodstained, which is a spiritual successor to Castlevania. The original Bloodstained game was phenomenal. Like people, I never played it, but people absolutely adored it. I do want to play it. I just have never got into it. I thought this game looked sick. I thought it looked really cool art style. Yeah, it looked awesome. Coming 2026, nice new Metroidvania.
Yeah, I think this game looks incredible. I love the graphics and the art style and stuff. The only thing about it is that I've just never really been too interested in Metroidvanias. I don't know if it's a skill issue or if I just don't like puzzles, and it's kind of that too. But it just hasn't really hooked me too much. But it looks incredible. Like the graphics, it's beautiful. I'm excited for all the fans of the Bloodstained and the Metroid type games. So Metroidvanias. Hodge.
This one was a little bipolar for me. I'd never played Bloodstained. I've never cared about these kind of games, but like the cutscenes were this really ultra realistic like thing, and then you get into the gameplay and everything's cell shaded. I'm like, what is happening? So actually, I didn't like the art style for this game, so I don't think I'll be playing this one. But I'm happy that people enjoy the Bloodstained series, and I hope they enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So then next up we have Digimon Time Stranger coming on October 3rd. This actually looked really good. I thought. I like Digimon. I think it's awesome. Not as much as Pokemon, but the Digimon Cyber Sleuth game was freaking awesome. Like it was a really good game. And this is essentially the sequel. You can time travel, a lot of different Digimon in it. I thought it looked really good. I thought it was a good trailer, some good gameplay, showcasing a ton of Digimon. Yeah, it seems people are really hyped for this game because Cyber Sleuth came out in 2017, and we've been waiting for this for a while because there's not been a traditional Cyber Sleuth style game since then.
Yeah, I'll say I don't really know literally anything about Digimon. I've never played it, never watched it, never did cards, never did anything. So I just know it's like a Pokemon. I don't want to call it a Pokemon ripoff, but it's a Pokemon Pokemon like. I'll say.
Yeah, it's not a ripoff, yeah.
Yeah, I'll say it's a Pokemon like. I don't want to be disrespectful, and it might have came first. Who even knows? But
it's really different than Pokemon.
Is it okay? Yeah, I don't know.
Completely different.
I kind of zoned out during this part. I think I was like chatting in Discord, but I mean, I'm looking at some screenshots now, and the screenshot looks pretty cool. Like it looks kind of like pseudo open world kind of, and the graphics look cool. So I'll keep my eye on this. Like if it has amazing reviews, and if Sean is like, this game's awesome, maybe I'll check it out. But for now, I'm like, Hodge.
Yeah, didn't we see this one at a different showcase? Because
we saw the announcement. We saw the announcement for it. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. Because I remember I thought it looked all right, and then I watched this one, and it still looks all right, but it's not one I'm gonna go out of my way for. So I'll probably never play it, but it does look interesting at the very least. So for Digimon fans, I'm happy for you.
Graphically, it looks awesome. Like these open worlds.
Graphically, it looked really cool. Yeah, looked more advanced than a Pokemon game.
Yeah, well, it's on PlayStation hardware, so more power.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we have everyone's finally excited because we finally get our remaster of Final Fantasy Tactics, the Evalsi Chronicles, September 30th. So this is pretty cool. I've actually, as big as a Final Fantasy fan as I am, I've never played Final Fantasy Tactics because I was never into. All right, relax. I was never into tactical RPGs as a kid, so I never really played it. But from my understanding, we are getting like the kind of like the remake of like the PSP version, which is supposed to be like the best version. Plus, they have so many like improvements and enhancements. I thought it looked pretty good. They have voice acting now. They didn't have voice acting before. Yeah, I'm gonna try it out. It looks really cool. I actually pre-ordered the collector's edition already. So it looks good. I'm excited for it. And I know so many people have been waiting for this for like 4 years now because it was in that Nvidia leak. Like, when's it coming? When's it coming? When's it coming? Well, here it is. And it is like extremely like, I guess it's like really, really hardcore.
I have nothing to add. The only thing I have to add is enhanced graphics look like shit. It looks like they just smoothed out all the pixels, and it does not look good. I would rather play it with the OG pixelation, but I'm not a tactics person, so the fact that so many people say this is like the best Final Fantasy game, I'm like, really?
I don't think it's the best Final. I don't think many people. That's not the common sentiment in the real.
Maybe it was just like Colin Moriarty said that or something. I can't remember, but someone said
he doesn't think that. He doesn't think that.
I know. Yeah, I heard someone say Tactics was their favorite. I don't remember who it was, but yeah, I don't know. This doesn't do it for me, but I hope those who love Final Fantasy Tactics are happy.
Yeah, I've never played Final Fantasy Tactics either, but I am a fan of tactics games, as we know. You guys know I love my XCOM. I love Fire Emblem. I like, TRPGs and stuff. So this is a game
The
I
fractured
am going to
butthole.
check out. Yeah, the Fractured Butthole, no doubt. Um, yeah, this is a game I am going to check out. I hope it has a semi-easy mode though, because if it's like a masochist game, I'm going to be a little upset. Um, because I have heard that tactics is like really difficult, and yeah. But it looks cool. I will agree with Hodge that I think the remastered graphics leave something to be desired. Like they actually show side by side like the old and new, and for the character models, they barely look different. They did upgrade the backgrounds, like the waterfall and stuff looked a good bit better. But yeah, I think they could have done a better job. But I'm still excited just because I mean it looks pretty awesome and it looks fun. And I have heard some people say that this is their favorite Final Fantasy. I've heard that before, so we'll see.
All right, next up we have this game called Baby Steps. I thought it looked extremely stupid, like really, really dumb. I have zero interest in this game.
Same pass.
Same. I just it's
September 8th for anyone who cares.
Yeah, I just it looks so stupid. I can't. Yeah, no. Let's just move on.
All right, next
this
up
is like this is like we have Death Stranding at home, but for retards. That's what that is.
It's Death Stranding meets Co-op. Remember that game Co-op?
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah. Where you walk with the keyboard. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's the same. I'm pretty sure it's the same developers.
Oh, that makes sense. There you go. It looks terrible, but yeah.
All right, next up we have Hirogami. Comes out September 3rd. I thought this looked really cool. Nice like 2D side, not 2D, but like a nice like side scroller action platformer. I thought the graphical style was pretty cool. I think it was really cool. Like you get the origami shapes. It also reminded me. I have a student who like makes origami all the time. He's like really really talented at it, and I instantly thought of him. But I thought this was really cool. Hodge, what do you think? I thought you would like this.
It was one of those that when I saw it, I was like, this looks really cool, but it's not one that's going to go to the top of any like must play list for me. But it is one like, because is this one coming into? No, it's not. I couldn't remember if this was part of the coming to PS Plus section or not. But if it's ever on one of those services, I'll probably hop in and try it. But it's not one that I'm going to go out of my way to buy. But it does look really cool. I love the art style, the origami look. It's very, very cool.
Okay. A little surprised by that because I was with Sean there when I saw this game. I immediately was like, "This is a Hodge game," because it's got like the unique, cool little art style. It's got the platforming and stuff. I'm like, "This looks like a Hodge game," but
it's definitely a Hodge game. I probably won't go out of my way to buy it though.
I'll be playing it day one.
I'll play it.
I probably won't play this game, but we'll see.
I'll be day one. All right, next up we have Everybody's Golf Hot Shots. So we return to the Hot Shots name because Hot Shots Golf was originally only in the US, and then it was Everybody's Golf in Japan, and then they decided to make it Everybody's Golf here, and now we're kind of combining the names. I've never played a Hot Shot Golf game or Everybody's Golf. I never played any of them. My neighbor had the PSP version, and he like swore by it. He thought it was like the greatest thing ever. I do like golf, like arcade golf games. So like Mario Golf's really fun. And I guess a lot of the people who were on some of those old Mario Golf teams are on this team making this game. So it looks fun. Maybe I'll pick it up. Who knows? I don't know. It looks pretty cool, though.
Yeah, I don't remember who was up. Hodge, go ahead.
All right. I just wish this does look cool. I had the Everybody's Golf VR for PSVR 1. I would wish, I know that team doesn't exist anymore, Clap Hands or whatever it was, but I wish they would bring this to PSVR 2 because those games were so much fun on VR that like this version looks cool, but I just want it on VR. So I was kind of sitting there hoping that at the end they'd say coming to PS5 and PSVR, but it was just PS5. So I was like kind of little bummed me out, but it looks good. These arcade games are a lot of fun. So
yeah, this game looked good. It looked like a lot of fun, something to play with the boys. This game immediately made me kind of think of Mario Golf, though, and I kind of hope that we get a good Mario Golf for the Switch too, and we could all play that. But this game looks cool, though.
Well, you're probably not going to get a Mario Golf anytime soon because they just released Mario Golf on Switch a couple years ago.
We can play that one backwards compatible on Switch too.
Was that one good?
All right,
bad? I can't remember.
Mixed
reviews.
Okay. Yeah. Next up, they had Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, and as someone who's never played a Ninja Gaiden game, I thought it looked all right. Not too bad. The art style is pretty cool. You know, reminds me of like an older game.
It's like a Sega Genesis look in game.
Yeah, Sega Genesis, that era look. Like I said, I've never played a Ninja Gaiden game. Always wanted to, but never have. But this is the same people who did Streets of Rage, Turtles, Shredder's Revenge, and Metal Slug Tactics. So yeah, looks interesting. Yeah, we get a release date for that? No, we didn't.
Yeah, no. I think this game also, again, similar to the Bloodstain.
First, sorry.
I'm sorry. I thought you were done, Sean. Did I cut you off?
No, I'm good.
No. Yeah, I was going to say, so for me on this, again, this is very similar to Bloodstain. I think it looks beautiful. I think it looks awesome. But again, it's kind of like that style of game that I don't know if I'm into. Maybe this is something that I will check out later on if it comes to like a PlayStation Plus or a Game Pass or something like that. Maybe I'll check it out. But I don't think I'll be like buying this game because I just don't know if this is my style of game. But it looks awesome.
Yeah, I know our boy, I'm sure Cog is exceptionally excited for this one because I know he's a huge Ninja Gaiden fan. But yeah, like I said, it reminds me of Sega Genesis, so it brings me back to kind of my childhood of playing games like this. But I just don't really play these types of games anymore. So I've never played a Ninja Gaiden game, so I probably won't be playing this. But it does look cool, and I'm happy for those who are obviously Ninja Gaiden fans like Cog. But yeah, it's not doing. And I think Sensei's a big Ninja Gaiden fan too. But yeah, not for me.
All right, next up we have this game called I think it's pronounced Karen.
Karen.
I think it's Karen.
Yeah, all right. This is a rock climbing simulation game. I play the demo because the demo was out now, and I'm gonna get this game day one. It is really interesting because like it's described as a survival climber. What I found really interesting is that you have to control each like portion of like when you're climbing, you have to position each limb carefully, and you have to monitor like the stamina of your character, but there's no user interface. So to figure out if you're tired, like you have to like actually look at like the person's body, know if they're shaking, see the sweat going down. I thought it looked pretty good. I played the demo and it was fun, and to expand on that in the actual game, there's going to be some survival aspects where you have to rest. If you don't get enough rest, like your stamina is not as high. If you don't eat, your stamina is not as high. Pretty cool. And supposedly there's a good story behind it too. So I'm interested to see where it goes.
Yeah, I'm going to pass on this one. It didn't do anything for me.
I'll keep it brief as well. I'll say I think I'll pass on this one, but I mean it sounds unique. Give it that.
All right, next up we have the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection coming out in 2025 and the arcade fight stick. I'm going to pass on this because I think Mortal Kombat is awful.
Oh, damn, shots fired. I'll probably pass on this too because I'm not a big fighter fan. But I mean, Mortal Kombat is, it's fun for people who like fighters. Everyone has fond memories, well, I do, at least of childhood, of doing fatalities or at least trying to do fatalities. Usually I would fail and then just do an uppercut like an idiot. But yeah, the Mortal Kombat was cool back in the day. I will not be replaying this probably, but I'm happy for the fighter bros.
The one thing I do want to say is I thought it was pretty cool how they're including so many different games. So like they have the Game Boy versions in there and even the Game Gear versions. That looks pretty cool. That was actually really cool. This studio who's doing the remake is the collection does a tremendous job with collections in terms of like, giving the series like the history, all the respect and the time it deserves. So that is pretty cool. Especially if you're a Mortal Kombat. Like my friend Scott, who I mentioned earlier with Silent Hill, loves Mortal Kombat. He was like super hyped for this because he just loves all like the background and the history of it all.
Yeah, well, because that's I'm on the same boat. I don't like Mortal Kombat. I've never cared about this series, but I do love how much care they're putting into it, and it looks like they have like a documentary with it or something too, because they're showing like all the behind the scenes stuff. So for Mortal Kombat fans, it looks awesome. But yeah, I wasn't a big fighter fan ever, other than like Budokai, like I've talked about. But when it came to old ones, I liked Street Fighter more than Mortal Kombat. So I don't care about this, but for Mortal Kombat fans, I'm happy for them.
What is really cool too is they already announced in the collection there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games, and there's more to come. So that's pretty cool.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, that is awesome. Cool. It's also cool that they did the controller for the fight fans. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, next up, we got another look at Metal Gear Solid Delta, which is the remake of Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. I don't need to see any more of this game. I'm already sold on it. I can't wait to play it because I really like Metal Gear Solid. 3 is actually like one of my least favorite of the franchise. I don't know why. It just is. Like, I still really liked it. It's just my least favorite, but I'm really excited for this remake. And they kind of teased us with something at the end there. It kind of looked like a revival of Metal Gear Online, which was included originally with the PS2 version of Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, and they had like Metal Gear Online, like the one that got kind of really popular was with Metal Gear Solid 4. It was actually pretty fun. I played a lot of Metal Gear Solid Online on PS3. But yeah, this game looked really cool, but I don't need to see any more. I kind of zoned out because I didn't want to see any more. So I'm excited.
Yeah, I watched this after the fact because I was working when it premiered. And I just skipped through this portion because I want to play this game. Like I said, obviously Death Stranding was my first foray into Kojima after trying the first Metal Gear Solid and falling off immediately because of the controls. So with this one, I really want to try it because I want to get into that Metal Gear world. So I didn't want to see anything else, so I skipped over the entire thing. I did see the ending part though, where you're like a bush and then he goes and turns into rocks. I didn't know what that was, so you saying that there's like some online mode that makes sense now.
That's straight out of the online mode. Also, Hodge, this is the first canonically in the timeline as well. So
yeah, I remember they said that because this is back in like the 70s or whatever, like it was
60s,
before the
70s.
Yeah. So I do remember that, which is why they're announcing why they came out with this one first before 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm very excited to get into the world of Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, I'm on the fence on this one. I part of me does want to experience the old school Kojima greatness, but the other part of me is like, Midnight, you don't like stealth games. I'm not the best at stealth. I'm more of the Leroy Jenkins, just kind of like I'll try stealth, but I'll usually get detected pretty quick, and then all of a sudden it's a rumble. And I don't think these games are designed for players like that. I think you get punished for not being stealthy, I think. But I might try it. I'll keep my eye on it. We'll see.
All right, then next up we got an Neo 3, which is kind of a surprise. I've never played Neo 1 or 2. I've heard really good things about them. But yeah, Neo 3 coming out early 2026. This is a PlayStation console exclusive, that Neo franchise. But yeah, I've never really played Neo, but I don't know. My friend who really likes Neo was pretty hyped when he texted. He's like, I can't believe they're making Neo 3. Let's go. It's a Souls-like game, obviously, but it's a little, setting is very different than other Souls-like games. So yeah, Neo 3.
Yeah, I'll keep this one brief. This isn't for me. I probably won't be playing this. I've never played any of the Neos.
Yeah, same. I know that this is I know that Neo 1 and 2 are like beloved by Souls-like fans, but again, not a Souls-like player, so I have no hype for this. So happy for them, not for me.
All right. Next up, we got Thief VR. Hodge, I'm gonna throw it to you because you play VR.
Yeah, I tried that one Thief game that was on. I don't know. Came out. I think it was like Xbox One, PS4 generation, and I did not like it at all. So I kind of spaced out a little bit on this, even though it is a VR game, and I do. Like, I want to play a cool VR game, but I'm not good with the movement stuff, so I always have to have the teleportation. And so when I see people moving around in these VR games, I'm like, I don't think I can play this. So I kind of just was like, it looks interesting, and I'm sure it'd be fun for those who don't get motion sickness, but for me who does, I don't think I'll be playing this. So, but yeah, it looks interesting as a PSVR game, that's for sure. Because the concept of you actually moving your hand to go pickpocket someone or something is a cool concept. So, but yeah, not for me.
All right. So then, sorry, Midnight.
No, I was just saying in the chat, I'm good on this. You can keep it moving. I don't do VR,
right. So. Next up, Tides of Tomorrow. This is like some multiplayer. I don't know, Conquered crap, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no interest in this.
Same.
But you do.
I have no interest in the next game either. But
Sean does.
I do. Oh no, Tides of Tomorrow. I thought it looked really cool. Yeah, we're just gonna get right into that. Tides of Tomorrow. Sorry, I thought you were talking about a different game. No, we're talking about, what are we talking about now? Oh, the Astrobot levels.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay,
threw you off there. My
I
bad.
just did, yeah. Yeah, Astrobot looks really good. Obviously, Hodge, me and you adore that game. The second we got off our prediction episode, I should have said, you know what? I should have predicted an Astrobot levels like dropping soon, like some summer themed levels. I think it's really cool. They're continuing to update it. I think this is going to continue, give you an excuse to stay on it. And again, they're free levels. This is awesome. Everything they've added has been great. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, Sean. Thus far here, I don't think any of us have gotten any points on our predictions so far. Here, right? Yeah. Astrobot. I haven't played it. Hodge, go away. Go ahead. Sorry, not go away. Go ahead, sir, please.
It's like, damn. But no, I'm not good at these challenge levels, so I'm not gonna hop into this. But like, I want more of what they did with the Christmas, where it was just a new level to play. I loved that so much, but I'm not good enough at these challenge levels, so that when they announce these, I don't go to them. But when they do more like the Christmas, I will definitely hop back into it. But obviously, yeah, I love Astrobot. I'm so happy they're keeping this game alive and keeping it going. This is one of the best platformers I've ever played. So I'm very happy for those who do enjoy the challenge levels like you, Sean. But yeah, I just want more of like the Christmas level where it's just you're playing a normal platforming level and just enjoying the vibe. So yeah.
I have a feeling we're going to get one of those Christmas level theme around the 1 year anniversary. It's going to be a big thing, I think.
Probably. I would love a Halloween one too. That'd be awesome.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
But yeah.
Next up is a game I am actually really excited for. Sea of Remnants. This game looks pretty cool. You're like a puppet folk sailor seeking lost memories. I thought it looked good. There's like 300 plus companions you can bond with, and you're trying to like build your fleet and shape this like city. I thought it looked really cool. Combat looked good. It looked pretty good. Like giant open world. Yeah, it's coming in 2026. I'm excited for this. When it actually gets released, I think I'll probably be day one on this.
Midnight.
Hodge.
All right.
You go first, man.
All right, this is one that I was intrigued by. I wouldn't say I was like hyped or anything, but I was very curious as to what it is because it had a lot to it, the trailer. And obviously me being the art person that I am, the art style looks awesome. I love the look of the game. But yeah, I need to see more of like what the gameplay is and all that kind of stuff before I get because I see it like it looks like a turn-based type game, but there's also action adventure stuff. So I don't know what it is, but so I'll keep my eye on this one, but I can't say that this one like hyped me up for it or anything. But it does look super, super cool.
Yeah. I'm definitely going to keep my eye on this one. This had a lot going on, but a lot of what they showed did look really cool and interesting. So I need to see more, but I am very intrigued. So I'll keep it there.
Yeah, at first when they first started showing, I'm like, oh, we getting Sea of Thieves stuff here?
Yeah. I thought it was Sea of Thieves but then they showed a lot more than that, and I'm like, oh, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Next up, we got Sword of the Sea, and this is from the same people who made Abzu, which Abzu was like a gorgeous game. I enjoyed Abzu. It was really stunning. Also, Pathless and Journey. This screams like that art style. I've never played Journey, but I've played Abzu. It looks cool. I like the art style. Hodge, you've played Journey, right?
I played Journey, but I've never played Abzu.
Yeah. It's the opposite of me. This looks really cool though. I am looking forward to this. I don't need to see any more though, because part of these style games are kind of experiencing it as you go, like not really knowing what's going on. So yeah, it looks cool. Looks good.
Yeah, it's games like these with the trailers never do anything for me. Like it's cool to see like all the art style is really nice, but like you said, it's a game you have to experience. So I'm not like super hyped on it, but I will probably play it eventually if it's on sale or whatever, but it's definitely not going to be like a day one for me. But it looks like a gorgeous game.
Yeah, I've never played any of the previous games like Abzu and Journey and stuff. I just don't understand like what's going on with these games. So I don't think this is for me. We'll see.
Yeah, I will say I think Journey is insanely overrated though. Like I thought it's a good game, but people acting like it's like the high art, just like masterpiece. I'm like, it was fine. Like, I don't know, but it was good, but I don't understand why people are so obsessed with Journey, but yeah. Anyway.
All right, and then next up we got FBC Firebreak coming to PS Plus June 17th. This is a multiplayer co-op or multiplayer shooter. It's team based. What I don't understand is why are all these games now like 3-player team based? Like, what happened to like 4-player team based?
Yeah, I don't get that either. I don't know.
I just noticed like it's like a trend in all these games.
Yeah, I have no idea.
What I did find interesting was that this was revealed at the Xbox Partner Showcase, and then it shows up at Sony. So we're kind of making the rounds, getting around
Yeah.
there. Maybe we'll see it in Nintendo Directs. Probably not.
Well, Control is on Switch, so who knows?
That is true. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say that I don't care at all about this. I don't care about these live service, Zoomer shooters. I'm good on that.
Yeah, I've said this to a lot of people, and I think it's going to hold true, especially. So, first off, I love that this game is coming to both Game Pass and PS Plus. I love that it's going to be free to play for people who have those services. So, that's awesome. But I've said this is it. Like, obviously, I love Remedy, so I'm all in on trying this game. But I've said this. I feel like it's one of those games where I'm going to love it for a weekend and then drop it and never go back to it. Like, because with it being a live service game, I'm not going to stick with it constantly. I mean, who knows? Maybe it will be like a Helldivers where I am playing it months and months and months later, or obviously Fortnite playing it years later. But yeah, I love Remedy, so I'm very excited to try this game. I just don't know how long the legs are going to be for it. So, but yeah, it looks awesome though. But yeah, the 3-player thing, I don't know, it's weird, but yeah, I love Remedy, so hell yeah.
All right. Next up, we got a couple 5 games coming to PS Classics. We have Deus Ex coming June 17th. Twisted Metal 3 and 4, July 15th. I think that's to go with the season 2 of Twisted Metal.
The show, yeah.
And Resident Evil 2 and 3 coming this summer. Pretty good, pretty exciting. I've never played any of these games, actually. Well, I know I played the remake of 2 and 3 Resident Evil, but I've never played any of these other games.
Yeah. Yeah. I loved Twisted Metal 3 was the one that I owned as a kid, like before I got to any other ones. So 3 is the one that I have just hours and hours and hours, probably hundreds of hours of playtime in as a kid. And so I'm so excited to hop back into this game and play it again. That was really like the biggest one. I tried one of the Deus Ex games, did not like it. Resident Evil 2 and 3, those are the old tank control ones, and the remakes are probably way better. So I've already played the better version, so I'm not going to play those. But Twisted Metal 3, so hyped to play.
Yeah, I'll just keep it short here. I'll probably check out maybe 1 or 2 of these, maybe, probably not though. So I mean, I like Twisted Metal. I've never played Deus Ex. People always say I should play Deus Ex, and I would like it. So we'll see. Yeah, cool.
All right, next up we have 007 First Light. I'm not a fan of 007. I have no connection to this IP at all, like zero. I didn't see anything wrong with this. I actually thought it looked pretty good. I didn't, but again, I have no connection to Bond or anything. So you could have told me this was not a James Bond game, and I would have believed you. I thought it looked good. I have a friend who's really into James Bond who texted me and said that it looked awesome, and he didn't understand where some of the negativity was coming from. But yeah, 007 First Light.
Yeah, Hodge, what did you think of this one?
If I was a Hitman fan, I probably would have been excited, but I don't give a shit about Hitman, so I don't care about this studio. And I do love the James Bond movies. I've seen every single one. Never read the books, though. But I love James Bond, and it looked like Tom Holland James Bond to me, and I just couldn't. I didn't like this at all, if I'm being honest. Like, I understand that a lot of people think it looks great, but it doesn't look good to me. He also kind of looks like the Spider-Man from the Sony Spider-Man. Like, he looks like a mix of that, Tom Holland and Nathan Drake. And I don't need the origins of James Bond. I don't care. Just put him in a tux and have him killing bad guys and doing spy shit. I don't know. It did nothing for me, but I'm hoping it's good, and I'm hoping everyone loves it.
I mean, to counter that, I would say at least it's like a new, unique story, like something new.
Yeah, I guess. But I don't know. Then they have we'll get to it in Summer Games stuff, but then like Le Chiffre coming to Hitman, and it's like, so they are tying it to the James Bond movies a little bit. So or they're like the studio is. So I don't know what the hell is going on with this, but yeah, it did nothing for me.
Yeah, so this game is developed by IO Interactive, the developers of Hitman. So I think that's why you're seeing the crossover. It's the same studio.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, this one I don't know. I'm not a huge Bond fan. Bond's okay. I know our boy Corey in the Discord was excited about this, although he doesn't like the title. He thinks First Light does not sound like a Bond title.
It sounds like a Destiny game.
It's an Infamous game. Infamous First Light.
Yeah, exactly.
Expansion. It is. It's an actual expansion.
It is. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I probably won't play this, but I'm happy for the Bond Bros.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited about the next game,
which is we got a little bit of just a look at Ghost of Yote. We're gonna have a dedicated state of play in July, which I will not be watching because I want to go in again spoiler free. I don't want to see anything. But if you are somehow still on the fence because you thought, I don't know, Ghost of Tsushima isn't a good game for some reason, maybe check out that state of play. But yeah, we already know it's coming out in October. Midnight, we already know you love it. We already know it's going to be your goatee. So
yeah. So Ghost of Yote, first of all, I got my first point in our contest, Sean. Yay!
Ooh, real going out on a limb there.
I sure did. This was a very risky prediction. Yes, I did. So
you said it'll be at Key 3.
Yeah, but we agreed that like if it appeared anywhere during the showcase season,
yeah, we did.
Was that 2 points? Was that 2 points for at Key 3 and 1 for?
No, it was. No. This was before we even knew about that.
We didn't know there was a state of play, so we're counting it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's duh. You guys did the episode before that. That's right.
Yeah, we didn't even know this was going to be a thing. So, but anyway, Ghost of Yote, this did not need to be there at all. They didn't show anything. They're just like, hey, there's going to be more in July, so this is kind of pointless. But I love Ghost, so I'm happy.
Yeah, when the trailer ended, I was like, that's it. But then I didn't think you guys needed to use your state of play to tease another state of play. You guys could have just announced it later on. But yeah, I don't know if I'll watch it because I'm still not like I'm gonna play Yote, but I'm not like hyped. For some reason, I'm just not hyped for it. I don't know why. Because Ghost of Tsushima is one of my favorite like open world games I've ever played. So I don't know why I'm not hyped for this one, but. So I don't know if I'll watch it or not to see, because I kind of want to watch it to see if it'll hype me up, but I also don't want to watch it because I know I'm probably going to play it and I don't want to spoil anything. So I'm very torn on if I'll watch that state of play or not.
Yeah. I don't need to see anymore. I'm already sold. So
yeah.
All right. Next up is our last game on the list. We have Marvel Token Fighting Souls, developed by Arc System Works. I thought it looks really cool, actually. The art style is phenomenal. I thought it looks gorgeous. Arc System Works, they always do a really good job with fighting. Like, I'm not into fighting games. Obviously, we discussed that prior. But I have a friend who's really into fighting games. And he loves Arc fighting games. And he thought this was awesome. It's a different direction for, the recent Marvel games. So it looks cool stylishly. I'm excited to see some of the characters. I'm excited for the fans of Arc System, and this. It reminded me of Marvel vs. Capcom minus Capcom. So it looks cool.
Yeah, as I've said many times, I'm not a fighter fan. I'm also not a huge Marvel fan. Marvel's kind of played out to me, so this will be a pass for me.
Yeah, this was a weird one to end on for me, but the one thing I will say is like you said, I like the art style. It looked kind of cool. They're going with the not Johnny Blaze, the what the hell's his name? Johnny Reyes or Robbie Reyes, the Ghost Rider, and it looks cool. But yeah, I'm not a fighting fan, so this was a very weak ending for me, and I just turned it off. Well, I fast forwarded to see if there was another thing after it, and there wasn't. So I was like, well, that was it.
Yeah. This is like a really big deal to people though. Like this style game, it's like a really big deal. Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing for me.
All right, boys. So that was the. Did you have something else?
I was gonna say overall that was the PS State of Play. Overall, I thought it was pretty good. There's a lot of different games. This is probably something for everyone here. I enjoyed it. Midnight.
Yeah. So I thought this was pretty good. So. Yeah, let's go ahead and get into the Summer Games Fest here in just 1 second. All right, so now we're going to get into Summer Games Fest. Awkward transition there because we took a pause, but the show must go on. So I'm going to pass it on to Hodge here for this one. What was going on at the Keeley, sir?
Yeah, so I was actually working when it started, so I kind of had to listen to it in my truck while I was driving, and then I ended up watching it again later. But overall, I love this show. I thought it was, I mean, obviously it was a little long, and there's plenty of games we're gonna just kind of skip right through when we get to them. But overall, I thought this show was good. But first up, we started to open the show with a game called Mortal Shell 2. I've never played a Mortal Shell. Have either of you played this game or the first one?
No, never played the first one, but from my understanding, it is a Souls-like.
Oh, what a surprise! The Souls-like game.
Yeah, I thought that this game looked absolutely beautiful and incredible, though. Like the graphics were insanely great, and I thought that it looked really polished, really fluid. They showed a lot of actual gameplay. Like this game looks like it's actually ready. So this is a game I have my eye on. This looked really premium. Like this is giving Liza P vibes. Like it looked like a premium Souls like experience, not like one of those lame rip-off ones. So this one I might play. We'll see.
Nice. Yeah.
The sorry.
Go. No, go.
I was gonna say the ending the game with a double L and then the Roman numerals too kind of threw me off. I was like, oh, this looks cool.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, I obviously I'm not a Souls player, so I won't be playing this game. But then next up, we don't obviously have to say anything. This actually event will have happened by the time this comes out. They announced a Fortnite Galactic Battle. It's just the end of the season event. They always do it, but I was actually kind of bummed because end of season events are usually like Fortnite related, not an IP. So it's kind of stupid that they're doing Star Wars for it. But whatever. Hope everyone enjoys that. I won't be participating, but then obviously Keeley had to have his buddy Hideo take the stage, and they came out and showed a cutscene from Death Stranding 2. I almost skipped over it, but I ended up watching it just because I'm so hyped for this game. I was like, I'll see more. And the game's apparently like 80 hours long, so I'm going to see it all anyway. But yeah, this looked awesome. I'm so excited. The story in these games are so confusing, but so awesome that I'm just so all in on Kojima's weirdness that I'm so pumped for Death Stranding 2. I cannot wait for this game to come out later this month. I think it's like June 25th or whatever. But yeah, Midnight, what did you think about this? Obviously, you are a Death Stranding fan.
I was so hyped for this. I can't wait for Death Stranding 2. This is probably maybe going to be my game of the year. I think this will be better than Expedition because I didn't like the endings. But anyways, I'm so excited. This was my second point, Sean. Again, this wasn't a huge limb to go out on, but it was a slight limb to go out on because Death Stranding 2 was so imminent. I wasn't sure if he would be there. But of course, Keeley and Kojima, they're like this. They got to be there. Death Stranding 2 is going to be incredible. I don't need to see anymore. I'm already sold. I will be there.
Yeah. What about you, Sean?
I'm excited for you guys. Completely unnecessary. I think to be here. Like no need. The game comes out literally like 2 weeks. Like
it's purely because like him and Keeley are tight. Like it's got to be that. But
it's free press.
Yeah. I will say the one thing I don't like is like because he goes for the first time at Summer Game Fest, Hideo Kojima, and it's like. Well, I like when you just have the pre-recorded because then we get subtitles. We don't have to sit there waiting for the translator to say everything that you just said on stage. I'm happy he's there and happy he's hyped, obviously, for his game. But I hate translation interviews because it's always twice as long because you have to wait for them to answer and then the guy translates it. And I'm just like, just keep it moving. But anyway, yes, excited for this game. Next up was a game called Chronicles Medieval. I have nothing to say about this game. I don't know what it is. I'm not going to play it. So, Sean, you have any?
Yeah, Claire's really hyped for this. Claire is actually really hyped for this.
Oh, really?
It looks pretty cool. She's excited because you like kind of create your own like it's like a giant sandbox. You kind of create your own like medieval battle. So she was like really cool for this. So yeah, she was excited.
Well, you Midnight, you like the medieval kind of settings in games.
Yeah, I do, but I'm not sure what this game even is. Like, I need to see more, so I'll just say that.
That's fair.
It's like an RTS.
I thought it might be an RTS, but they didn't show or confirm that. So I need to see more, and maybe I'll check it out, but probably not. Probably just due to time, I won't check it out. Not because it doesn't look good. It looked cool.
Next up was obviously the best of the racing series over Crash Team Racing and Mario Kart. It's Sonic World Cross or Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. Obviously that's a joke, but I found it funny that they're having like the Yakuza guy and the Persona person in it and stuff. Like, but obviously I have nothing else to add. I don't care about Sonic racing games. But do either of you have anything, or can we just move on?
One thing, Sonic, you don't need a car. Next up.
I know.
I got a couple things. I got a couple
Oh,
things to say here.
all right.
During this showcase, I hosted a little party in Locke's Discord. We were all in there. I was streaming it, and of course, RK128 Lord Sonic was in there, and boy was he hyped. Let me just say. So shout out to RK Lord Sonic. He was excited. I thought this game looks pretty cool. I won't be playing this because we got Mario Kart World. I don't need another kart game, but it does look cool. I do like that Sega is bringing their IP to bear. All of the games that they brought in were Sega IPs, except for Hatsune Miku. I don't know where that fits in. But Yakuza and the Atlas characters, those are all owned by Sega. So why not license your characters for your kart racer? I think that makes a lot of sense. But
terrible timing, though. Terrible timing.
Yeah, right when Mario Kart World just dropped on them. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and I just saw that he teased a Minecraft at the end. But anyway, next up was Code Vein 2. I don't know anything about Code Vein. Sean, you're nodding your head. Do you know anything about this? Or do you play them or played it?
I don't know anything about Code Vein 1, but this got me really hyped. I thought this game looked sick. I thought it looked really cool. Like kind of like some like time travel aspect. Like you're trying to, recreate like to prevent a scenario. I thought the characters looked intriguing. I'm actually really excited for this, and I'm probably going to try to play the first one before this game comes out because we have no release date. It's a Bandai Namco game as well. It looks really cool. I thought it looked awesome.
What about you, Midnight? Do you have any?
I'm happy for you, Sean, but I think this game looks really mid. When I was talking about Mortal Shell earlier, where I was like, this looks like a premium Souls-like, and I was like, the Code Vein looks like the opposite. I actually tried the first Code Vein. I tried to get into it, and I just really didn't. I think if you want to play like a weeb Souls-like, that first Berserker Kazan is the one I would recommend because that one got really great reviews.
I'm good with that.
All right, fair enough.
All right. Next up, this was actually the first game that, well, other than Death Stranding, but I actually turned it on after the Death Stranding had happened because I was working. And this was the first game I saw. And this game is a Hodge game. Such a Hodge game. And that is End of Abyss. It's kind of like a little top-down action, post-apocalyptic vibe game. And yeah, this one screams my name. So I don't know if it'll be like a day one for me, but I am very excited to see more about this one in the future, and I will probably be playing this one, especially if it's on either of the subscription services I am a part of. This is a Hodge game for sure, and I will be playing it. What about you? Let's go Midnight first. What did you think?
Yeah, I think this looks really cool. I like the kind of top-down isometric, camera view and the art style. This is a game that I will keep my eye on, and if I see enough of it and if I get good reviews, I might check it out if time allows. I think it looks interesting.
Yeah. What about you, Sean?
Day one for me. This game looks sick. Looks rad. Love this. I love these style of games as well. So yeah, day one for me.
Hell yeah. All right, next up, very same vibe as that last game, and that is Mouse PI for Hire, which is a very cool looking first person shooter set in the art style of like Steamboat Willie. It's a very interesting thing, and obviously Troy Baker's in it because he's in every game. But this game, I don't know what to think about this. Like, it's one of those where it's like the art style makes me want to be like, oh hell yeah, I'm all in. But it feels like also it could be like a High on Life where it's kind of mid like gameplay and the art style or humor isn't enough to sell it. So I don't know. I'm curious about this one. It'll be one that I keep my eyes on for like reviews and stuff like that. But Sean, what did you think about it?
I'm all in on this one. I'm getting this one day one as well. I thought this game looked freaking awesome. I love this art style, that timeless river art style, Hodge from Kingdom Hearts 2. But even better looking. Also, I played this game at PAX East 2 years ago at 2023. It was just like it was nothing like story. It was literally almost like a tech demo, not a tech demo, but like a vertical slice. Just running around shooting, and it felt so smooth. That was 2 years ago. So I'm like really excited, and it seems like they have like a crazy story going on. I'm really excited to see that. The story's got to be good if Troy Baker's in it. Like he wouldn't have signed on for this like weird style game if he didn't think the story was good.
Yeah.
But when they first announced, there's a giant guest, they kept showing that lady, and I was trying to figure out who that lady was. I was like, "What? Who is this voice actress?" And then they said, "Her," and I was like, "Oh,
yeah." But what did you think, Midnight, about that?
Yeah, I don't think this is for me. I do think the art style looks awesome, like super Cuphead vibes, really unique art style, and it looks decent enough. But I don't have time, and it isn't like super my forte, I'd say.
Yeah. This next one, I was kind of hyped for until I saw the genre. and that is Game of Thrones War for Westeros. I was like, that's very cool that you can kind of pick who wins the throne. Like, it's a very smart idea of, there's 7 armies or whatever fighting for the throne. Like, to choose who wins it is actually a really cool thing. But once it said it was an RTS, I'm like, oh, never mind. I'm not going to be playing this game. I was actually shocked though that they actually had the actors. I don't know if they're actually returning, but they had their like actual looks of the actors in the game, which I thought was interesting. But yeah, I mean, my hype for Game of Thrones died with the 8th season. So, but yeah, it's a very cool concept, but I'm not an RTS person. Midnight, I know you play some kind of strategy games. Are you excited for this one?
I love Game of Thrones, and I thought this was an awesome trailer. Like, the cinematics were freaking awesome. You had the Night King fighting Jon Snow, and it was super cool. And then at the end, like, he got killed and turned into a White Walker, which was awesome. And you had Daenerys on a dragon, and she swoops down and like lights up everybody. It was super cinematic and sweet. And then she gets shot down too. I think this is something I will definitely keep my eye on. I am a PC gamer, PC Master Race. I do enjoy the occasional RTS. Like Age of Empires and stuff. So I might check this out. If this game comes out and it's in a good state and people like it, it might be something that I play, on the side for fun.
Nice. What about you, Sean?
Nothing for me, but my dad is really hyped. He texts me, he goes, AOE2 reskin, but with a larger army size. Hyped.
Nice.
For those who know, that's Ages of Empire 2.
Your dad sounds like a Chad, Sean. Shout out to him.
He'll be playing it on PC. He's like really excited because he loves Game of Thrones, like loves the books, loves the show. He didn't think it was a bad ending, but that's because I think he's blinded because it's like his favorite IP ever. One of his favorite IP ever, and he's like really excited for this.
Your dad sounds like someone I would get along with. Shout out to Sean's dad.
Nice. All right. Then next up was a very surprising announcement to me was Atomic Heart 2 is coming out. And I will not lie, I am not excited at all for this. And I was so pumped for the first one. And then obviously it came out and it was kind of mid. And some people liked it, some people didn't. Graphically, it was gorgeous, but I hit a game-breaking bug and I was like, I'm done with this game. I'm not going to play this anymore, which sucks because I was hyped for it for years. I was getting ready for that game. But already having the second one come out, part of me was like, I hope it's, improves the gameplay and everything. Cause obviously it can't be worse than the first one. So I feel like they're going to improve on all the shortcomings of the first one, but really what sold me on the first one was the vibes of that game, the setting, the post-apocalyptic BioShocky retro future Russia. And I thought it was so cool. And then this one comes out, it looks like Far Cry Cyberpunk, and they have the Queen playing during the trail. I'm like, this is not at all what that first game gave me the vibes for. And I feel like they're kind of Saints Rowing it, where the first two were kind of very serious, stories like GTA clone type stories. And then the third one comes out and you're like the president, you punch someone in the face and like you go to space and like, it's all this, like they don't take themselves seriously anymore. And it's like, it killed what I was hyped for with the first game. And so now they announced this one where it's not serious. And I'm like, I don't really want to play it. And it doesn't look like a retro future. Like I said, it looks more cyberpunky than retro future. And I'm like, I don't know. I just have no hype for this game. And, but I'm curious about you, Sean first. What did you think of this?
So I'm like the exact opposite. I had like no hype for the first one, and now I'm like super hyped for this. This trailer got me hyped mainly because that Queen song. I get hyped anytime I hear that Queen song. So then I heard it, and I'm like, okay, I'm getting into this trailer. I thought it looked really cool, and it's funny. They said it's almost like they advertise it as a spiritual successor to Atomic Heart, even though it's the same developers and it's Atomic Heart 2, which is a weird thing to say. So I don't know if they're just scrapping like everything that like happened in that universe and that history, and this is like a new alternate. This is like a different history. I don't know. Yeah. I thought that was interesting. This got me hyped. I'm gonna play it.
Yeah. This was this Munfish or whatever. This team apparently had a huge glow up because like they were everywhere on this show. Like we saw them with the very next game as them too, and then they were like publishing another game later on. I forget which one, but apparently they really blew up. They got some money, I guess. But the first game I didn't really play. I thought it looked cool. This game I need to see more. I've said that many times. I need to see more before I'm sold, but I am interested. I don't know exactly what's going on, but I could be sold on this because it does have kind of like a retro future meets cyberpunk meets like who knows what's going on with like BioShock type vibes. So show me more and I might try it. That's what I'll say.
And to give it's to not completely dismiss the game, there have been a lot of times where a trailer was horrible and then they come out with a better trailer and you're like, okay, this actually does look pretty good. So it could even just be that for me. But the one thing I will say though is these guys are graphical powerhouses. Their games look like so good. Because I remember when Atomic Heart, it was one of those things where, because we had been burned so many times, like infamously the Watch Dogs trailer, where the trailer looked so much better than the final game. And so when they showed Atomic Heart, we're like, that's not what the game's going to look like. And then it did. It looked just like that. That game was gorgeous. And so that is one thing I will say about Atomic Heart 2 is that game is going to be a beautiful game, especially the other one was UE4 and this one's UE5. So it's going to look even better. So I'm excited for that. But yeah, that trailer did nothing for me and I am not excited at all for this game right now. But next up was, they had another game which is set. They said it's set in the Atomic Universe, so it's like another spiritual successor kind of thing, and that's The Cube, which also looks really cool. But this one's like a multiplayer game, isn't it? I can't remember what
it's an MMO. Yeah,
an MMO. So it looks interesting, and this one, like the vibes caught me a little better than the Atomic Heart 2 one, but yeah, with it being an MMO, it's gonna be one I have to really read about before I get any excitement on it, really. But the setting and stuff looks very cool. Midnight, we'll go you first with this one. What did you think?
Yeah, I mean, I have no idea what's going on in this trailer. Like, obviously, we need to actually see what the game's going to look like and what it's going to be about and how it's going to play. I just know it's an MMO, and I just know that they kind of similar to Stellar Blade for the Gooners out there. They had some very attractive-looking women in this, which is nice. I can respect that, but I need to see way more before I could ever say that I want to play this. Sean?
Yeah, pass. I'm good.
All right.
Yeah, my pass is this next one, Marvel Cosmic Invasion. I mean, it's cool because it's one of those 2D beat 'em ups like from the good old NES Genesis days, but I'm just so burnt out on Marvel at this point that I'm like, I don't care. Like, I hope it's good and I hope people enjoy it, but for me, I got nothing on this one. Do either of you have anything for this one?
I got my 2D beat 'em up with the Power Rangers game. I'm good.
Yeah, I don't care about that. I care even less about this than I did about the Arc System fighting one, because at least Arc System is like a storied fighting dev, and that one looked cool. Pass.
Yeah, and it doesn't help the fact that they're trying to make She-Hulk the main character. That show is terrible. Like, She-Hulk is a beloved character from the comics. Her comics were always great, but that show is terrible, and now they're trying to do like, She-Hulk. But anyway, next up is, I know some people are pumped for this. This Onimusha Way of the Sword. Midnight. What I know, this is more, I think, your vibe than Sean's, but I could be wrong. But what do you think about this one?
I mean, I've never played an Onimusha game. I don't really know anything about it. I mean, it looks cool. It looks very like graphically violent. I think he's like cutting people in half and stuff, and that's cool. I'm kind of really over the feudal Japan type setting, and I think this is another one of those games. The setting is just so played out. Like, I'm excited for Ghost, but like, there's just too many of these games, but I think it does look cool. It's a storied franchise. I know a lot of people are really excited about this.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm happy for them.
Everybody Sensei's huge on this.
Yeah, I'm happy for them. And if this game does come out and it's like reviews really good and my friends are like, yo, this game's awesome, I might try it. Who knows?
Yeah. What about you, Sean?
Yeah, excited for those who are happy. Never played Onimusha. Probably never will. Looks cool though.
Yeah. So this next one, I'm very curious what you guys will think of this. Is Felt That Boxing. You play as like Muppets, and it's like very Crank Yankers kind of adult humor for puppets. But I don't know if I'll play this game. But I generally was laughing out loud at this trailer because it's so stupid and ridiculous that I was like, this looks hilarious. And I feel like it is a game that would make me laugh a lot. But the gameplay itself, I don't know what it is or what it's supposed to be. Like, some of it looked like Mike Tyson's Punch Out. Some of it looked like it was like Mario Party, WarioWare type mini games or something. I don't know what it is, but the humor really got me in this one. So I was kind of interested in it, but I gotta, Sean, what did you think of this?
I thought it looked freaking really cool. I'm like really excited for it. I got the same vibes as you. It's like a Mike Tyson type game, but then there's like training segments that it's like Mario Party, but it's supposed to be
Yeah.
hilarious. Like plunge the toilet,
Yeah.
like stuff like that. It reminds me of like Karate Kid as well. Like
Yeah.
yeah. I thought it looked really funny. It also reminded me of like a college film major's like final project. Like this is my final film project.
Yeah.
I thought it looked cool. I'm probably gonna play this. It's got me interested.
Midnight.
Pass. It was kind of funny, but I probably won't.
Yeah, it's one of those. I don't know if I'll play it because who knows? It could be one of those that comes out. And it's like a 60 on Metacritic. Like it's funny, but the gameplay itself is just terrible. But I am gonna keep my eye on it. But it made me laugh, and I was more interested than I probably should have been. But but yeah. Next up was a game called Killer Inn. I don't really have anything to say about this one. This one, just because it's a Japanese game, I'm curious what Sean has to say about it.
This looked like Square Enix's take on Among Us.
Yeah, I could. Yeah. What about you, Midnight? What'd you think?
I mean, it's like a party game, play with your friends, like Clue or Among Us or Town of Salem, which was one that I played back in the day, which was fun. But probably pass. I don't have friends. I'm not in this. Nobody likes me.
Next up, they had a release date for Arc Raiders, which apparently is like insanely popular. Like the demo went the beta went like super well. So I'm very curious about this one because it kind of gives me a little Helldivers vibes of, it's that team-based, whatever.
Extraction shooter.
Yeah, extraction. And so I'm very curious about this one. I don't know. Is this one like a free to play or do you have to pay for it either,
I'll look it up. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Sean, you want to give us your thoughts while I look? Or?
Yeah, I'm very excited, but Sean.
Next.
Yeah, okay. I don't know. I think it looks fun. If it is free to play, I might give it a try. If it's paid, I'll probably pass on it just because I have so many other live service or games to play that I don't really need to get lost in it. But unless it's a Helldivers type situation where it's so hyped that everyone's like, no, you need to play this game. But yeah, I think it looks interesting, but yeah, we'll see. But Midnight, unless you've found the thing, you have any other thoughts?
I found it's $40 apparently is what they're saying. Wow. So yeah, I mean, I've never really played much extraction shooters, so I probably will skip this one too. But these games are really popular these days.
That MTV show Next had 288 episodes. That's wild.
Wow. That's all right. Next up is Dune Awakening, which isn't this kind of like a State of Decay survival type game? It's
an online game. I know that.
This is an MMO.
Yeah,
Lockmore really excited about this.
Oh, really? Yeah, I have no hype for this. I have nothing to add. Like, I love the movies, but it's not like I'm obsessed with the world of Dune to where I want to go on Arrakis and build my own fort and all that shit. So yeah, I got nothing for this. I saw Sean, you shook your head, you're not excited. What about you, Midnight? Do you want to play this at all, or?
Probably not just because of time. But I know Lockmore is literally playing this game now. And he said it was awesome. He really likes it. This is an MMO. So like, this is a massively multiplayer online game. So like a lot of people, there's a lot of stuff, lots of crafting and building and fighting. And like, there's a lot of politics and stuff. So for people who are in the mood for like a big MMO, this could be for you. But I don't have time.
Yeah, I don't. Oh yeah.
It comes out June 10th.
You're welcome. Yeah. It's for the audience, not for you. I know, Sean.
Yeah. I didn't realize it comes out so soon, but anyway, it's June 10th. But next up is a game called Chrono Odyssey. I don't know if this is a new game or like a continuation. Sean has no desire.
It's another MMO. It's another one of these MMO games.
Oh, is it really?
Yep.
Oh, well, I don't know.
Honestly, this here is like the ad break section of the show where the next like 8 games or something or.
Oh, not the next 8 games. No,
I was gonna say the next game seems like a Sean game to me.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll skip Chrono Odyssey. Next up was Wuthering Waves.
No, this is not a me game.
Oh really? This looks like, I don't know. This looks
free to play. Like this is already out.
This is Chinese gacha slop. This is like Genshin Impact.
Oh, I really honestly wasn't paying attention. It just looked like every other fucking game Sean likes. So next up was Mio Memories in Orbit. This game
is a Sean game.
Okay, I was gonna say this one has a really cool art style. I don't know if I'll play it because I'm not very good at these kind of games, but so Sean, obviously I'll let you take it.
Yeah, I thought it looked really cool. It's like a Metroidvania. It reminded me a lot of. It actually had. I saw some like Hollow Knight inspiration in here with when you're in combat and you get attacked. You had a little bit of Hollow Knight animations. I thought it looked really cool. It's a Metroidvania. I love Metroidvanias. Art style was cool. You play as a little android. So yeah, I'm really excited for this. It's supposed to come out this year. I have a feeling it will not come out this year, just because they said 2025, and I don't think that's going to happen. But yeah, I'm excited for it.
Yeah, you have anything to say about that Midnight or no?
Nah.
All right. Next up, I forgot Lucy James from Shill Up's podcast on there looking like a third grade teacher. And then she announced next up was a game I'm actually very excited for, and that's Out of Words. It's a co-op. Yeah, it's a co-op platformer that looks like a stop motion movie, and it looks so incredible. Like, I don't know about how the gameplay will be, but the art style, it's immediately sold me that I am so excited. Yeah, Sean lost his mouth. Yeah, this game looks incredible. I will probably be playing it. Me and my brother love playing co-op games with each other, so we'll probably hop into this one. I played Split Fiction and a bunch of other games with them, so yeah, this game looks awesome. Midnight, did you have any excitement for this? Obviously, I'm sure Sean is interested at least. So
Yeah, I was wondering when people were going to start coming for with Joseph Ferris's that we got these co-op like games now coming out where it's kind of like a way out and whatnot. Yeah. So I don't know. Again, I don't have any friends to play these games with, so I'll probably skip it. But I mean, I think these types of experiences and games are cool, and I know Sean's excited.
Yeah, I thought this game looked awesome. I thought it's a really cool concept. Like, you can't talk, but everyone else in the world can talk, and you have to coordinate with your your partner. I thought it was really cool. Like, some of the platforming elements I saw, like, you really have to communicate with your teammate. And yeah, you can definitely see the influence from It Takes Two. Like, it's now spilling out because people saw It Takes Two won the game of the year, so now we're seeing it like spew into games.
Yeah. But next up is a game I know Midnight's excited for, and I have nothing to say.
One more thing. Can I say one more thing?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, shout out to Lucy James. I actually really like her. She's really good on min-max.
Yeah, I don't know. I've heard not great things about her, but I don't care. I don't know anything about her. But anyway, next up is Mafia: The Old Country, which, yes, I'm just going to let Midnight take it because I know you were excited for this one. So what'd you think?
I am excited for this one. This is going to be a must play for me day one or close to day one. I know Lockmore's really excited too. We were in that little hangout. I played the first Mafia and it was awesome. I still need to play Mafia 2 and I will sometime soon. But yeah, this game looks awesome. Cinematic, awesome story. The old Mafia, they're in Sicily. This is a prequel. So if you didn't play the old ones, that's fine. You can start with this one. And I'll be there day one, probably.
Nice. What about you, Sean? You have any excitement for this one?
Nope. Zero interest.
All right. But I know you do have excitement for the next one, and that's Lego Voyagers. What did you think, Sean?
Again, we're getting that inspiration from It Takes Two, the co-op adventure game. I thought it looked really cool, though, because I thought, the idea of like being like these two Legos and you can build things and kind of change your shape. Really cool concept, really cool idea. I'm going to play this game. I'm definitely playing this.
Yeah, my older brother texted me. He's like, we have to play this. I'm like, I don't know. This one... because we play Lego games together all the time, and I was like, I don't know, this one just didn't do it for me, but I'll wait to see more before I pass too much judgment on it, because I do love me a co-op game. So yeah, I'll keep my eyes open, but I'm not like super hyped for this one. But obviously, Midnight, I don't think you have anything to say about this one. So
no, I'm old. Pass.
Yeah, and then next up was a game called Nicktoons and the Dice of Destiny. I thought it looked interesting, but they didn't show too much of it. So, Sean, I'll let you spit your bottom.
Oh, it's Nickelodeon Nicktoons. I have to play these games. I freaking love these Nicktoons games. And from the little we got, it looks like it's going to be Castle Crashers with Nicktoons. So, I am really excited. I thought the trailer was interesting. You got the little Fairly Odd Parents cameo in there, plus SpongeBob, but it's advertising it as Nicktoons, so I'm hoping we get more. Maybe get some Jimmy Neutron in there, some Rugrats. I thought I heard some of the Rugrats speaking, so that'll be interesting. But yeah, Nicktoons, all over that stuff.
Yeah, all I heard was Timmy Turner and SpongeBob, and obviously the lady who announced it voices Sandy in SpongeBob. So yeah, I don't know who else is going to be in it, but I'm interested, but I don't have any hype towards it because it honestly almost kind of looked like an old Flash game. So I don't know how great it's going to be, and obviously Midnight, you have nothing to say about this one. So.
Well, I do. I'm just to say, I thought that the humor was really on point, and I thought it looked okay. The one thing I will point out there is, and I saw Maddie was the one who mentioned this, that I think this is from either the same dev or the same publisher that did that Kong game, which was horrible, that Kong Skull Island or whatever.
Oh, game. Really?
Yeah. So we'll see. Hopefully it'll be good. Hopefully
it's going to be terrible then. But anyway, next up, they surprise shadow dropped Lies of P's expansion DLC, whatever, Overture, which I was in the group chat when this was happening or shortly after. I can't remember when I hopped in, but I've said I want to play Lies of P. The setting is so cool, and that like that Bloodborne Pinocchio kind of vibe, like it looks so awesome. But I'm just not good at these games. But hearing that they're adding journalism mode, I am going to go back to that game, and I will be playing this. Did you play Lies of P Midnight? I forgot.
I did not play Lies of P. I need to play Lies of P, though, because, I have very limited Souls experience. I just basically played Elden Ring, and that's about it. Okay. But, everybody talks about how awesome this game is. It looks awesome. It looks like a game I would like, so I need to get to it one day.
And then, Sean, did you play it? I can't remember.
No, I'm not. I think it's really cool they just kind of shadow dropped. I did not expect that, but yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that was interesting. Though, honestly, I felt like it was actually a bad move because the Switch just launched. But, yeah, it's all right. But, yeah, so I definitely want to play Lies of P one day. But next up is a game called Fractured Blooms. I actually don't remember which one this one is.
It was like based on a true story, supposedly, and you're like playing as this like girl in this house, and there's like a mystery going on, but you have to like farm, and you have to do a bunch of other stuff.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I'm intrigued as someone who loves walking sims. It looks kind of walking simmy, but yeah, I just don't know. So that's kind of one of those. And it's also weird because it's like this photorealistic world, and then he plays an anime girl. Like, I don't.
Yeah, it's a little interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. This will be one that I'll keep my eye on, but I'm not super hyped for. Obviously, this looks like your game of the show, Midnight.
Yeah. I see the headline here from some article from Rock Paper Shotgun. It says, Fractured Blooms is a cozy game about tending your garden, and oh god, that's a lot of blood. So apparently they're mixing like cozy, like farming with horror. So we'll see. We'll see.
All right. Next up is a game called Blood and Soul Neo. I hate this. Nothing. Yeah. Okay. Then I have nothing to add. Midnight. Anything or move on?
Nah. Pass.
I don't. Yeah, I have nothing to say about this next one either. Crystal of Atlan X One Punch Man. I don't even know.
Punch Man.
Oh, Cross. Whatever.
Yeah. I will just say real quick that it's Blade and Soul Neo. For anyone who cares, we had blood for some reason. Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, I have nothing to add to this One Punch Man game. We can just keep it moving.
Down with weebs.
Yeah. Next is the Seven Deadly Sins Origin. I don't know, Sean.
This got me hyped. This got me really hyped. This is like a full like 3D action game, where you're like kind of like the origins of the Seven Deadly Sins. I thought it looked really cool. They're describing it as a fully open world. I'm like really excited for this game. I thought the art style was cool. The gameplay that they showed was cool. Characters looked intriguing. Many different designs. This got me really excited. Like I'll probably be day one for this. This is coming out in September, right?
I don't remember.
Pretty sure it's September, yeah.
Pre-register now. It doesn't have a date. I don't know. It didn't have a trailer, but
I'm playing it. Right. I'm gonna play it.
All right.
I'm excited for it.
Midnight, you have anything about that one?
Are you ready to be shocked?
Yes.
I'm really interested in this as well, Sean. I might play this with you.
I figured, yeah.
I am actually somewhat a fan of the Seven Deadly Sins. I did watch the show on Netflix or whatever.
I didn't even know
there's an anime on Netflix.
I had no idea.
And it's really good. So you should check it out. It's really quality. And I actually, for a while there, I actually played Seven Deadly Sins Grand Cross, which is a mobile gacha game. But I actually really enjoyed it and made some friends on that game. One of the friends that I made on Seven Deadly Sins Grand Cross referred me to my current job that I'm still working at. So, yeah. Nice. I might check this one out, honestly. I might.
Very nice. Yeah, I got it. Looked fine, but I don't know. It's probably not what I'll ever check out. But next up, I know our buddy, I think it was GJ, who was excited for this, is Jurassic World Evolution 3. I don't care about these games, so I have nothing to say about it. But I love Jurassic Park. But yeah, I've never played any of these Evolution games, so I got nothing to say. Midnight or Sean, if either of you have anything about this, yeah,
Books are better.
books are better.
Yeah, I'm good.
Then next up, I know Sean's excited for this one. Finally, it's real and it has a date. Mina the Hollower. I'm just gonna let you take this one, Sean.
Game's amazing. Been waiting for this for 2 years. Was wondering it's supposed to come out in 2023. Nothing. 2024. Nothing. Now it's finally here. It's coming out on October 31st. Nice Halloween game. This game looks awesome. Zelda's. It's like the Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons. Same dev as Shovel Knight. Super hyped. Cannot wait for this. This is a point for me. Unfortunately, I did not get the automatic win by nailing the release date on point.
You're close.
Just a month and a half off. Just a month and a half off.
I mean, you got the fall right.
But
you should have just been confident and said fall.
Super hyped. Super hyped.
Yeah.
I'm happy for Sean. I'm glad that he missed the date. Otherwise, the contest would have been over. But yeah, that's a point for you, Sean. Mina the Hollower. It's about time they showed something. This I don't know if I'll play this game. I didn't really play Shovel Knight, but I know these games are. Shovel Knight was super beloved. Studio's very talented, and I'm just glad it's real.
Yeah. What next? Then next up was a VR game. Deadpool VR was announced. The only reason I thought Deadpool's humor is very hit or miss for me, so I didn't think much of this trailer, but I just found it was interesting that Neil Patrick Harris is playing Deadpool. I thought that was cool. But other than that, I had nothing to add. Obviously, you don't do VR Midnight, so I don't know if you have really anything to add to it.
No, I have nothing to add to it. I'll just say real quick for no reason. I am waiting to jump into VR. I'm waiting for the Quest 4. I don't want to get the Quest 3 now because we know the 4 is coming. So we'll see.
Nice. Yeah, I love VR. So then obviously, Sean, you don't care about VR and probably not Deadpool. So next up is what?
Deadpool's horrendous.
I like the Deadpool Wolverine movie. But that's just because of member berries. But anyway, moving on is a game called Dying Light. Is this an expansion of the Beast, or is this a new game? I
no idea.
I think it's a sequel.
Is it a sequel?
It'd be the third game.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was an add-on to the second one or if it was a new game entirely. But this game, like, it looks interesting, but I never really cared for like the parkour zombie gameplay and. I tried the first one and I honestly wasn't a big fan. I actually preferred Dead Island, which is like what everyone says is like the worst version of the zombie games, but I preferred it over Dying Light. But yeah, I have nothing to really say about this. Have you played Dying Light Midnight?
Yeah, I tried the first Dying Light back in the day, and I really did not like it at all. Like all my friends loved it, and I was like, this sucks. One thing about Midnight, I'll tell you, is that I hate zombies. Like I can't stand zombies. Like that does not do it for me. Like these retarded enemies that just run at you, and there's no intelligence. There's no AI. Sean doesn't like when I say retarded. I'm sorry.
No, I do not like that word at all.
All right, well, I apologize.
I'm not one of those people who, I just no.
So, but I don't like these enemies that have no intellect at all and they just kind of run at you. Like I want some strategy from my enemies. Like I just not for me.
Yeah, I get that. I didn't care for it. Did you ever play Dying Light, Sean?
No, I never played it. And I just looked it up. It was originally supposed to be an expansion to the second game, but it got too big, so they made it standalone.
Okay. But yeah, next up is a game called Mixtape. This did absolutely nothing for me. It looked like Life is Strange, but stop motion or something. I don't know. Not for me. I don't need a teen coming of age movie or game. I don't care about it. But either of you have any interest in this game?
I didn't recognize half of the music in there.
Oh, yeah, me neither.
Weird. Because it's supposed to be like iconic 90s music, and it's like, I don't.
Yeah,
I know like The Cure. Like I knew The Cure was in there, but like
we're Smash Mouth. That's what you need for retro.
Yeah, so I thought that this game actually had a pretty cool art style and decent music. Like the vibes were pretty cool. I don't know if I'll play this though. I did look. I noticed that this is apparently from the team who did the Artful Escape, which I also didn't play. But that game does have a 92% like very positive on Steam. So apparently the developer is at least decent. So who knows?
All right. Next up was a game called Toa and the Guardians of the Sacred Tree. This one, when it started, I was like, I don't know, this cutscene looks weird. But then the gameplay started. Because I was in the chat during this, because I think you said the same thing, Midnight. We're like very Hades like, and the gameplay looks really interesting. So I'm intrigued by this. I don't know if I'll ever play it, but I'm interested in this one. Who went first last time? Midnight. Well, you go first, I guess. What'd you think?
I thought this game looks pretty cool. I thought that this was a game that was already out. Like I was looking on my Steam library or my wish list or whatever, but apparently not. I don't know. This looks kind of like a Japanese set in Hades. I never played Hades, of course. I need to play Hades. I need to do it for you, Hodge. But this is one I'll keep my eye on, and maybe I'll play it. But I'm not going to play this before I play Hades. So,
yeah. What about you, Sean? Obviously, you look pretty excited for this one.
I think it looks pretty cool. I love the art design. I love the art style. Again, a lot of different unique creatures, roguelike elements. You're running around trying to. I'm assuming you're going to be upgrading your characters, doing all that. It looks cool. I'm excited. They had that. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, the next up, I guess this was a solo dev who made this one, and that is Axe of Blood.
Oh no!
It looked kind of like Sifu meets Sleeping Dogs or something. I don't even know what it was, but it looked interesting. But it's not a game for me. Sean, what'd you think of this one?
Nah, it takes place in his hometown, I guess, which is I think he's from Indonesia. I have no idea. I don't really have any interest in this game.
Okay, what about you, Midnight?
Well, just really quickly, I want to mention that Tower and the Guardians I just saw is on Switch. That could be a good Switch game.
Yeah.
Nice. But yeah, I mean, for this one, we're on what? The Axe of Blood. Yeah, this isn't for me. It was very much Sifu vibes. So cool, but no.
Yeah, the next is Scott Pilgrim EX. I've never played a Scott Pilgrim game, but I love the movie, but I won't be playing this. Either of you going to play it?
I've never watched the movie, never read the book or whatever it is, never done anything.
Movie is done by the same guy who made Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz and all that. It's a very, very good
Never
movie.
seen those either.
Okay. I saw Hot Fuzz. It was pretty funny.
It's awesome. Anyway, next up is The First Descendant Breakthrough. I think that's like an expansion of The First Descendant. I'm not entirely sure. I think my brother plays it. I don't know anything about this. I have nothing to add. Do either of you have anything to say about First Descendant?
No. Not my type of game. No.
Yeah. The next up is another one I have nothing to say. Some game called Scum. I guess it's version 1.0 is coming out, so it must have been in a beta test forever. So no idea what it is. It looks like zombie weirdness. Some guy's peeing on a plate right now. Some guy crapped himself. I don't know what's going on. This looks insanely stupid. So
yeah, it looked really weird and really stupid. And yeah, not for me.
John, anything about Scum?
I'm gonna pass on that one.
Okay. Next up, I know some people are excited about this. It does nothing for me, so I'm not gonna say anything about it. But Mind's Eye. I'll let you go first, Midnight, since I know you are a GTA fan. I know both of you are, but what did you think, Midnight?
Yeah, there seems to be like a hate campaign against this game, and I don't know why. Like, people are rooting for the downfall, and they're wanting this game to fail, and I'm seeing that, and I don't get it. Just because it doesn't look as good as GTA 6, okay? It's not. They're not putting $1 billion into it like Rockstar is. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see if it's going to be good. I'm not going to pre-order, obviously. But if this game comes out and it's good, I might check it out because I like a good GTA-like game, like the True Crimes, like the Sleeping Dogs. And if you can get a smaller scale, like GTA-like experience that's actually good, I'm down for that.
Yeah,
I don't think this looks anything like GTA, to be honest. I didn't really see GTA vibes out of this. Maybe like that one driving section they showed. But I'm actually really worried about this game because this game comes out in 3 days and they're showing a trailer for it, trying to get like hype for it. And then those two people who are part of the studio just left the studio like right before the game comes out. Does not scream to me like we're really that confident in this game. So I don't know. I'll be interested to see how it does. Again, my friend Scott, who I've referred to now 3 times, is really excited for this as well. Me and him are big GTA fans, as we know. But yeah, doesn't really do much for me.
I will say, the vibes I got of this were the same as that Rocket City game, like where people think it looks good, but it doesn't. And honestly, so I'm not saying like I want it to fail or anything like that. Yeah, there is a weird hate boner for it. I don't know why, but it just doesn't do anything for me. So yeah, it's not it. yeah, I hope it's good and I hope people like it. But yeah, like you said, having a trailer right before launch and apparently the previews weren't very good, I don't think it's going to be that good of a game. I see high 60s, low 70s Metacritic at best for this game.
50. I'm guessing 50.
Oh
50 to
wow, you think it's gonna be
59.
worse?
Yeah, 50
Yeah,
to
my
59.
my gut says 60s, but I could be wrong, obviously. But and then also,
yeah, I will say real quick that there are a lot of red flags for this game. That's why I said definitely I would not pre-order this game.
Oh yeah,
but I'm hoping it's good. But there's a lot of red flags, and yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it is.
Yeah, and I said this yesterday also, but I hate when they do like IP crossovers before the game's even launched. Like, if you get this game, freaking Hitman's in it. I'm like, okay, like let us play the game before you announce that you're putting another game's character in it. But speaking of Hitman, next was the Le Chiffre DLC for the Hitman. What is it? World of Assassination. They're adding him to it, which is another IO Bond crossover thing that's happening. So yeah, I don't play Hitman. I know we talked about it briefly before. Either of you care about this? Have you either of you played World of Assassination?
I played Hitman. Well, I played when it was just Hitman 3. I played it, and I had a really good time with it. I thought it was awesome, but I will not be touching this.
All right,
Same.
Then Mads Mikkelsen came up on stage and pretended he cared, and then next up was Lego Party. It looks kind of like a Mario Party 1 vs 100 Lego game or something. Like, this is one of those where I don't think I would play it by myself, but if a bunch of people wanted to play it, I'd hop in and I'm sure it'd be a blast.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not one I'm probably gonna play, but who knows?
It's Mario Party but Lego, but
yeah,
looks much worse.
Yeah, that is true. But yeah, Midnight, obviously you're the biggest Lego fan. Anything to say about this?
I have nothing to say about this because I never played Mario Party either, and this is like a Mario Party clone apparently. So,
You haven't played Mario Party.
Well, I got a Switch 2 now, so maybe we'll play one day. But
yeah, dude, I want to play Jamboree when the Switch 2 version comes out, or if it is already out. I don't even know, but
it's not out yet.
Okay, yeah, I want to play Jamboree. Because I haven't played that one. But next up is Wildgate. I don't know anything about this. Midnight
shooting online game.
Okay. It's a PvP multiplayer shooter that blends tactical ship-to-ship pass. Skip.
Okay, yeah, I got nothing. Sean, anything?
Nope.
Okay. Next up is Blighted. I don't even remember what this one is.
Here we go.
Okay, this looks really good. This is from the same people who made Guacamelee and oh my gosh, why do I always forget it? No More Heroes. Same people who made those games, and I freaking love those games. I played right at the start of this podcast. I played No More Heroes, and I fell in love with it. It looks so cool. It reminds me of No More Heroes, like the gameplay wise. It's dungeon crawler. It looks great. Art style's great. Yeah, that's what I meant. Nobody saves the world, not Nobody.
I was gonna say it says Nobody saves the world at the start.
Yeah, Nobody saves the world. Yeah, it looks great. I'm sold on this. I don't need to see any more of this.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at the gameplay. I remember this one now. Yeah, this one looks really cool. It's another one that looks kind of Hades-ish. This like top down, kind of from an angle look, and yeah, it looks really. Yeah, I've actually never played Guacamelee or.
It's good.
Yeah, I should. And I've always heard Nobody Saves the World is good too. But,
Nobody Saves the World is awesome.
Yeah, I know someone in the LSM thing named one of their characters me, and then he sacrificed me or something. I thought that was funny. But next up is a game called Ill, which everyone was assuming was just tease into Resident Evil, but it was not. It is a different horror game, and it looks very creepy and spooky. But it's one of those where I'm gonna have to see more because it doesn't seem like it's like a established. I don't know who's making this one. Actually, I could be wrong. But
Team Clout.
What have they made anything? Or?
No, it's their first game.
Okay, so yeah, it's another one where it's like they have to kind of prove themselves before I can get hyped for it. But it looks really interesting
to have to prove yourself, Team Clout.
Yeah. So yeah. The graphics look incredible for this game, but yeah, it's gonna be one of those where you kind of have to see more about it. I made a joke that this is actually abandoned and it's finally coming out, but yeah, it looks interesting, but I need to see more about it. What about you, Midnight? Anything about this one?
Yeah, I will just point out that I was very rudely skipped over for the last game, Blighted.
Oh shit!
So I'll
Sorry.
just say that for no, I'm messing with you.
Okay.
For Blighted, it's from Drinkbox. They're very talented, but I have not played any of their previous games. I thought this game looks beautiful. I think it looks awesome, and it's something that I'll keep my eye on. I've said this many times, and I might play it at some point if time allows and if it looks interesting. As far as Ill is concerned, this is the game that's published by Monkfish or whatever that I was talking about earlier, how they're like glowing up. But yeah, this is from a studio that's never done anything. It seems to be like a survival horror type game. I'll probably pass this because I'm not a massive survival horror guy.
Okay. And to be fair, I was looking up what Blighted was, so I thought you guys were both talking about it, so that's my bad. But
No worries, no worries.
next up is Mecha Break. Was this just a CGI trailer? I'm trying to find if there's any game.
No, I don't remember.
It looks like
if this wasn't a multiplayer game, I'd be into it.
Is it a multiplayer game? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, cool Gundam mech suits. It looks interesting, but yeah. What about you, Midnight? Anything about that one?
I'm not interested in this. There is a game called Mecharashi that's coming out later on that I am kind of interested in. It kind of is like a frontline or whatever, front mission, frontline, whatever type game where you like target like the different parts on the mech, and it has anime characters too. But yeah, I'm good on this. Yeah, I'm not into this multiplayer Zoomer stuff. Okay. I'm old. Get off my yard.
And then, next up, we have a game that looks like Grounded meets Returnal meets Pikmin, and that's Infinitesimals. It's like a sci-fi war game, but you're Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and I don't know what's going on with this one. I thought
it looked cool. I thought it looked really cool. I'm really interested to see more about this game. Really, just a really intriguing, interesting concept with this like robots like that are shrunk too, and then there's like insects too, but like they seem to have like alien or like some robot mechanics with them. I don't know. I'm interested to see more.
All right. What about you, Midnight? Anything?
No. Happy for Sean.
All right. Next up was Street Fighter 6 Years 1 and 2 Fighters Edition, I believe is the full name. And I don't know what it is, so
it's an expansion, I think.
Okay, yeah, Street Fighter 6. If you like Street Fighter, awesome. Midnight, anything about that one? No.
Not a fighter, bro.
All right. Next up is Last Flag. This one gave me Team Fortress vibes. I don't know what it is. I heard it's a multiplayer game, and I don't know if there's a beta out soon or now or something. I can't remember, but this did nothing for me. Midnight, anything for you with this one?
The Last Flag. No, I mean, this is a multiplayer capture the flag game, which is something that was really popular back in the day. You know, like Unreal Tournament and stuff, and of course Halo, big capture the flag in there. But I think I would just, if I wanted to play a capture the flag game, I would probably just play Halo.
Yeah.
So, but
you,
we'll
Sean?
See.
Obviously, yeah. The next up is China making their way into the showcase again with Wu Chang Fallen Feathers. Another Souls-like looking action game. Sekiro kind of looking. I don't know. This doesn't do anything for me. Sean, anything with you for this one?
No.
Nope. No. Midnight?
My eye is on this one. This is a Game Pass game. This is one that Microsoft had been pretty heavily promoting. So I kind of thought this might have been at the Xbox one, but it's not. It doesn't matter. But this game, I think it looks all right. This looks like a pretty decent, possibly premium Souls-like experience. So if this comes out and has great reviews, it's on Game Pass, I might try it.
Also, if you look at the cover of the game and then you look at the cover of Forspoken, they look very similar.
Oh, there you go.
All right. Next up, I have nothing to say about this.
It's going to be awesome, in other words, Sean.
Yeah. Next up is Wu-Tang, Rise of the Deceiver. Yeah, I have nothing to say. I don't care about Wu-Tang, so I know Midnight, you like rap music, so
I like rap music too, and I have zero interest in this. I don't like Wu-Tang Clan. I do not like them.
I used to like Wu-Tang a little bit. Wu-Tang Forever, great album. I have no interest in this game, though. I mean, this wasn't doing anything for me. But,
yeah. Then we had some stuff about, I guess, stuff's being added to Guild Wars 2. I don't think either of you play Guild Wars 2, so I don't think we have anything to add. But
The
Midnight.
thing I have to say about this is I did play Guild Wars 2 a little bit, but this game is like really popular. It's been going on for a long time. And what I mentioned this is like, where is Guild Wars 3? Like, why are they not making a sequel? It makes no sense to me because Guild Wars 2 is still to this day extremely popular. They have a dedicated fan base. This game's literally been out for like 10, 15 years, Guild Wars 2. Where is Guild Wars 3? They would sell a ton of games if they made Guild Wars 3, but apparently they're not. Anyway, that's all I got.
All right. The next up is another just weird retro looking cartoony game, Into the Unwell. I don't know. It was kind of goofy, but I don't know what the game itself is really. It looks kind of like just a platforming action game or something. I don't even know. Like,
Yeah, I thought it looked funny. It looked cool. I'm very intrigued in it. I need to see a little bit more though. But it has a really cool concept. I like how you're battling your own inner demons. Some of the art though looked like it was straight ripped out of Cuphead.
I thought that too, because obviously it has that old school 40s cartoon like aesthetic. But yeah, it made me look like someone who played Cuphead and was like, I want to do that. So I don't know. Midnight.
Unfortunately, I have nothing on this one either.
All right,
I'm excited though.
Yeah, I'm interested. I'll say I will keep my eye on it, but yeah, I don't know. Next up, Splitgate 2 was announced to be out. I know this is a very popular shooter. It's kind of like Halo meets Portal, so a lot of people love this game. I know there's controversy because the guy came out wearing a "Make FPS Great Again" hat, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, Trump!" It's like, no, he's just wearing a hat about modding and make FPS games fun again. But all right, and but yeah, I'm interested in trying it. I think it's free to play, so I might hop into it. My brothers are both playing it, but I'm not like super hyped for it, but it might be very fun. I don't know. I'll check it out. But obviously, Sean, you have no interest in this. Midnight.
Yeah, I thought, first of all, I thought the drama was stupid. Like, that's not a political shirt or hat. But anyway, I did see people were roasting him because he was throwing shade on other people. And then apparently there's like $80 battle pass or skins or something in the game. So that seems very predatory. I think this might be an MMO as well. So I don't think I'm going to be interested in this one. But shout out to the people who enjoy it.
Okay. I know you will be interested in this next one, Midnight, and that is Stranger Than Heaven, previously Project Sentry, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, Midnight, you go first. What did you think of this?
Yeah, so first of all, they changed the title, and it completely threw me off because I had to Google what this even was. You're like, Midnight, I know you're going to be in this. I'm like, am I? What is this? Yeah. But yeah, now that I see that this is RGG, Ryuga Gotoku, one of my favorite studios, the Yakuza people, this is their new IP. It's set in, apparently, it was 1915, but now it's 1943.
I guess supposedly they're going to be jumping around time, and there's going to be one set in the future as well, like somewhere like closer to our time, too. Yeah.
Let me tell you this. I will be there day one. Go ahead, Hodge. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, I guess that makes sense for it being called Project Century, that it's going to be probably over the course of a century or something. But yeah.
I think this game is going to be awesome. I can't wait. I don't know how RGG does it. It's inhuman the amount of games that they put out. They literally just put out the Pirate Yakuza game, and now this game had a lot of gameplay. It looks very far along. I wouldn't be surprised if this game is. Did they date it? I'm sure it's coming out next year. I don't know how they do it, but they always have awesome narratives, like really deep, awesome narratives. And I think this is something that I will 100% play. And I'm going to recommend that you guys play because I don't think you've ever really got into the RGG games. And this would be a good place to start.
Well, yeah, it doesn't have a date on it, but the reason I never played an RGG game is because I thought they're all insanely long. I didn't realize they were only like 20 hours each. So I was like, oh, maybe I can play them then, but maybe one day. But Sean, what'd you think of it?
That looks pretty cool. I'm interested in it. You kind of like playing like a detective almost. Like it looks like you're like investigating like murders or just various things. And then there's that whole like the way it ended, like with him having a conversation with that guy. It makes me think that the character you're playing as might be like not able to die, like he's like immortal. I don't know. It's really interesting. I'm like really excited to see more. I'll probably will play it with you, Midnight.
Yeah, another thing too, I forgot to mention that there was choices in this. Like there was a choice like spare him or kill him, and that's never been a thing in previous Yakuza or Judgment games. So that's new. They're adding some choices, and I love choices. RGG really makes amazing stories that would have like twists and turns and kind of deep narratives, deeper than you would think. So yeah, can't wait.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. I'm It's interesting looking, but yeah, I don't know anything about RGG or their games, so it didn't hype me up at all. But it does look interesting. But then finally, we got our last reveal, which was hype for most of everyone, if not everyone. Which I actually kind of called it pretty early into the trailer, just because the it looked like a Resident Evil game, and it is Resident Evil 9, aka Resident Evil Requiem. Uh, I don't know what it's about. Obviously, it's just some lady who's like a reporter or a cop or something, or FBI. And was she in any of the other games? This Ashcroft girl? Do either of you know? I don't know if you guys know much about
So
her.
I'm not the person to ask because I don't hardly play Resident Evil, but people in the little hangout were saying that I think she might be the daughter of a established character. She has some sort of history in the series.
Okay. So yeah, it's obviously they didn't show too much. It was a very cinematic teaser, but I am so hyped for this because as someone who is new to Resident Evil, as I said, I didn't play them growing up or anything. My first Resident Evil was actually 7 when it came to Game Pass back in like 2020 or something like that, 2019. I can't remember when it was, but I played that and then I really liked it, so I played 2 and 3. 2 is a masterpiece. 3 is all right. It's not bad, but it's not great. I still need to play 4 and Village, so I'm going to play those eventually. But yeah, I've been very into Resident Evil since 2 because that game is truly a masterpiece. I love that game so much. So I'm very excited for this. Sean, what about you?
Yeah, it was a very much like a bait and switch. Like they had said earlier, oh, we'll hear more about it later. And everyone's like, oh, we're going to hear about it probably at like TGS or something. And then it ends the show with it. Very different feeling of a Resident Evil game. I like how they're not calling it Resident Evil 9 either. It's just called Resident Evil Requiem.
It's probably because they didn't want to think of a name that had IX in it. Like they did with Village and 7.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But they called Resident Evil 4 just the number 4.
That's true. Mm-hmm. But it was an old one. They started with 7 when they did the 7, and then it showed because it fits into Evil.
Yeah,
and then 8 fit into Village.
Yeah, I don't know. Interesting. My dad's really excited again. Resident Evil is one of his favorite franchises, so he was really excited. I sent him a text when I saw it, like, "Hey, congrats, you got your Resident Evil game." But yeah, I am intrigued. I'm surprised it's coming out so soon too. I figured it'd be like later in 2026, but hey, good for them. They're getting it out February. Yeah.
Yeah. And that is... Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so for me, I guess on this, like, I played Resident Evil 1 and 2, like, way back in the day on, like, the PlayStation 1. And then I just completely fell off. Like, I didn't play 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I haven't played any of these games. I do kind of want to get back into it. I think it's time. So this is a game that I do have my eyes on. I think I might actually jump in and play this. And also people are like, oh, you got to play 4, bro. You got to play 8, bro. So maybe one of these days I will hop in and play a Resident Evil game. But this is one I think I might play Resident Evil 9 at some point.
Suggest 2. 2 is a masterpiece.
I played 2 way back in the day.
I mean, the remake.
I don't remember it, but
the remake is so good. But okay. Yeah. Anyway, that is the Summer Game Fest. Obviously, now we are going to be moving on to the Xbox Showcase, which I might be disappearing from this, and we'll all be wearing different clothes. But we are doing Xbox next with Midnight. So I don't know. Yes,
we are.
I don't know if you want to edit this, how you want to edit this.
Yeah, so listeners here, thanks to the magic of editing, we're going to skip forward here right now to the Xbox. We'll see you in a second. And we're back. Thanks to the magic of editing, we have now skipped ahead 2.5 days, Sean. We lost Hodge while we were going through the time continuum. Hodge fell off into a wormhole. We'll have to go rescue him later, unfortunately, but we will. And I also lost some hair. You see, I got a haircut ever since then.
Crazy what time travel can do to you.
Yeah, time travel is risky. But we are back, as promised. Sean and I are. And we're going to go over the Xbox Game Showcase, which we both witnessed. And overall, I thought was pretty solid. Pretty solid. What'd you think, Sean?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. Some good stuff. I thought all 3 shows were pretty good. I wouldn't, I think we had a great, Summer Games Fest weekend.
Yeah.
A week. Yeah.
Was pretty good. Now, Hodge was kind enough to give us his thoughts, so we'll read his thoughts too as we go. But let's go ahead and get into this, shall we? Line by line, game by game. We'll just jump right into it. So the first game that they showed off was the biggest one, in my opinion. The Outer Worlds 2 showed off a trailer, and they have an October 29th release date, Sean. What's this doing for you? I know you're a big fan.
Super excited. It's one of my most anticipated games moving forward for the year. I don't need to see anything else. They could have just shown a logo and not showed any gameplay at all, like ever, and I would have bought it day one. I may or may not have pre-ordered the deluxe collector's edition thing that they put up for pre-order yesterday, or whenever they put that up. I think it was either yesterday or earlier today. I can't remember. I pre-ordered it though.
Nice. What did you get with that? What does that come with?
Uh,
While he's looking at that up, I'll just say that Hodge says it looks awesome and he's stoked to try it out. So that's Hodge's thoughts. He sent them through from the Time Distortion.
yeah. All right. So the premium edition, that's what they're calling it. Their premium edition. It comes with the season pass, or it's like the DLC pass. There's going to be 2 future expansions, obviously. So that confirms that digital artwork and original soundtrack. And the Moon Man's Corporate Appreciation Premium Prize Pack. So I'm assuming that's something in game. So yeah, I'm pretty excited, and you get 5 days early access. So
there you go.
Yeah.
All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah. So Outer Worlds 2 from Obsidian. Obviously, I am very excited about this. Can't wait. One of my most anticipated games. I don't need to see any more, just like you said, though. We're good. So we can keep it moving unless you have any more thoughts on that one.
No, I'm just super excited to jump back in the world. I'm wondering if like any characters from the previous games are going to jump in, or how they're going to tie it back to the previous game, or if it's just going to be like kind of like when Fallout, how they like make references to older things that have happened or the timeline. I'm just really curious to see how they deal with everything. I'm really looking forward to the some of the weapons they've shown.
Yeah. I can't wait. I really don't know too much about, because I haven't watched a lot of the trailers because I'm trying to go in as blind as possible. So I don't even know like if they have shown any repeat characters or not.
They have not.
Okay. Well, we'll see, but I know I'm going to enjoy it a lot. It looked really good. I did watch some of the direct afterwards, and like they were showing off like the environments and all the graphics looked really good. It looked like a big upgrade in many ways. So
I'm super excited.
Yeah. Next, they showed High on Life 2, which is coming in winter. Of course, this is the sequel to the first game, which came out a couple years back and was originally in Game Pass. I did beat High on Life 1, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was a pretty good game. It has that Rick and Morty, humor, basically. I'm probably not going to play High on Life 2. And this is a choice that I'm making because I don't like how they treated Justin Roiland at the studio. They basically kicked him out. And even though he kind of beat the charges for the most part, they still personal choice. What did you think, though, Sean? What did you think?
I've never seen Rick and Morty. Well, actually, I watched an episode because I was suggested it that I would like it, and I really didn't enjoy it like at all. I thought it was kind of dumb. I didn't play the first game. I thought the trailer was pretty funny, though. I thought it was interesting. I like those like alien guys at the beginning, and then I like the whole like logo. I thought the logo was pretty cool. The way they had like the High on Life too. It looks interesting. Happy for those that enjoyed the first one. They're getting a second one because I know there was a lot of questions on whether they would get a sequel given everything that happened. Plus, the first it didn't do like stupendous. But yeah, looks interesting. At first, when they first started showing it, I had no idea what it was because again, I've never played the game, so I'm like, "Oh, this looks kind of a interesting little environment." But then, I saw High on Life 2, and I'm like, well, I'm not gonna like it. The humor is just not for me. So,
yeah, it's a very unique style. For this one, Hodge says the first one was okay. Not sure if Roiland is involved. Probably won't play. So, similar to my thoughts there. So, moving on. Next, we had Resonance, A Plague Tale's Legacy, coming in 2026. Now, I did beat the first 2 Plague Tale games, Plague Tale Innocence and Requiem. Both games were awesome. I think Innocence is better than Requiem. This game, I did watch the trailer, but I wasn't sure exactly like what I was seeing. Maybe I need to rewatch it. Is this a spinoff or is this a sequel?
I have no idea because I've never played any of them. But when they opened it, I had no idea what it was, and I was super intrigued because it was like they were showing like it looked like an ancient times kind, not ancient times, but like olden times because they had like boats. It didn't look like there was a lot of technology and everything. And then it looked like they were in some type of like in Venice because they had like the rowboats and everything. And then all of a sudden, I saw there was a Plague Tale game, and they had like the Coliseum there too. So I had like no idea what was going on because, from my understanding, what are the Plague Tale games like horror games?
No. It's like it's kind of like The Last of Us, I guess. But you play as Amicia, the girl, and you have like your little brother, and you have to escort him through like these environments. It's a little bit more stealthy though than combat because she's just a girl. She's not like a juggernaut at combat. So like a lot of it is sneaking around and taking people out. In the second game, she does get a bit more deadly. There's all these rats. It takes place during like the plague and stuff. And there's some mystical elements. I don't want to spoil anything, but
Yeah, like when does like what time period does it take place in?
around the Black Plague, probably like
Oh,
1400s
oh,
ish.
so it is a long time ago. Okay,
Yeah, probably like I don't
okay,
know the exact time, 1400 ish,
all right.
thereabout.
Well, it looks interesting. It makes me want to play the other ones.
Takes place in France. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I definitely recommend them. Start with Innocence, obviously, and they're also not that long. I think Innocence was maybe 10, 12 hours.
All right, so I just saw this. It's set 15 years before Requiem.
Okay, all right. Cool. So I will probably I'll probably check that out since I played the other two and I did enjoy them. Why not? Up next. Oh wait, what did Hodge say? He said
Uh,
a Plague Tale Legacy. Still need to play the second game. Excited they're making more. Okay. After that, Sean, I know you're excited. They showed the Xbox Ally X and Silk Song for 2025. Talk to me. What you think about that, huh?
Excited for Silk Song. Couldn't care less about the Xbox Ally X. It's not the official canceled handheld they said. Rumors are it's going to be like almost like $1,100, $1,200. That's like the
Oof.
rumors I'm seeing, which is a lot.
A lot.
They seemed very enthusiastic about Xbox playing. We got the Xbox. This is an Xbox. We got that little thing popped up there. More really excited for Silk Song. I knew it was coming out this year. I knew it. Uh, Once we get the actual, I am a little trepidatious though we didn't get an actual release date.
Mm.
And then right afterwards, people were reporting that it's going to release the same day as as this handheld. But then the developers came out and said, "No, we are not releasing the same day as the handheld." So I have no idea when. They just said late 2025. Doesn't give me the most confidence, but I am excited that it showed up. I will play it day one,
All right.
and it will get a 99
There you go. We'll
just
see
for
about
me.
that. Yeah.
Just for me.
So Hodge says, doubt I'll play Silk Song, but price pending. I want an Xbox Ally X. Full library on the go is awesome. So yeah, he wants to get that. I would be interested in getting that too, but I probably won't because it's going to be too expensive, honestly.
If it's 1,200, there's no way Hodge is
There's no
buying it.
chance. Yeah, no.
No.
Well, Hodge is making a lot of money now with all that OT, so he could probably.
I know, but I don't know. It's a lot. That is a lot of money.
Yeah, I think there's two versions though. Like there's the X and then there's the better version. So
We'll
the
see.
basic one's probably a little less. We'll see. Yeah. My thoughts here. I don't have much thoughts on this because I didn't play Hollow Knight. Right. I didn't play the first Hollow Knight.
Yeah.
So Silk Song is the sequel.
It's really good.
Sure, it'll be great, but I don't know anything about it.
You won't. Given you don't really like Metroidvanias, this is like a really complicated Metroidvania. Plus, it's a really challenging game too because it's like Souls like plus Metroidvania,
Mm-hmm.
and there's no like easy mode. So
All
yeah,
right. So
doesn't
probably
seem
not
like
for
your
me
type
then.
of game. Yeah, probably not your type of game.
Yeah. I don't need an easy mode. I'm not Hodge, but I don't like the Metroidvania and stuff.
Yeah, and the game is extreme. Like it's really difficult though.
Okay. Yeah, and I don't. Yeah, that's true. I'm not usually a huge fan of super difficult either. So
Yeah.
Next, we had the Blood of the Dawn Walker. I don't really know much about this one here. Apparently, there's vampires. What did you think of this here?
Yeah, so it opened up and I was like, what is going on here? And then you see the guy like bite the guy's neck and it looks like that you can like turn people into vampires. It looks interesting. We didn't really get much of like what the actual like game is. So I'm
Mhm.
not really sure. It looked really weird. I'm not the biggest vampire guy. Like I really like the book. I really like the only vampire thing I've ever really liked is it's funny, like the original like vampire story. Like I really like the Bram Stoker's Dracula, but anything else like vampire wise, I've not really liked. Like, and I even played my gosh, why can't I think of the name right now? Game that takes place in Massachusetts. It was terrible. It's the Bethesda. It was
Redfall.
Redfall. I even played that only because it took place in Massachusetts, and that game was terrible. But I'm not the biggest vampire guy. Except for, like I said, Bram Stoker's Dracula and Count Chocula's Serial.
Yeah. What about Underworld? Wasn't the movies with Kate Beckinsale?
No idea what you're talking about.
Oh, those are good movies. You should watch them.
All right, yeah.
It's vampires versus werewolves, but it's like set in like a future where they got like guns with like special ammo and stuff, and it's actually sweet.
And shout out to my date. My mom's dating a vampire. I don't know, some Disney Channel movie.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know much about this one. I think I missed this trailer actually, so I apologize, guys. Hodge says vampires look cool. Probably won't play. It's a Souls-like. I'll keep my eye on it. Maybe I don't play a lot of Souls-likes, so I probably wouldn't play this. But if it came out and it was like amazing, I would consider it. So
yeah, it says it's like a soul. It's Bandai Namco. It's published by Bandai Namco. So yeah, it takes place in the 14th century.
All right, and then next they showed off Super Meat Boy 3D. I don't think this is my style of game. I probably won't be playing this either. Hodge here says that he's so stoked for this. He never played the 2D one, but he loves platformers.
Oh, he's gonna hate this game. He's gonna hate this game because Super Meat Boy is incredibly difficult. Like incredibly difficult. Right. And from the trailer, it doesn't look like they're doing anything different. And there's no like, oh, here's like the easy mode, and you have lives too. So if you like run out of lives, you have to like start over. And it is he'll play it and he's gonna be like, all right, he'll have fun with it, but he is gonna be in for a rude awakening because it's a extremely difficult platformer.
Okay, well, let's not tell him that. Maybe he won't hear this. Let him go in blind.
I'm super excited for it though because I really like Super Meat Boy. It was like awesome. Like I really really enjoyed it. I played it on Vita. Like it was one of those games I put a lot of time in on Vita. Mm-hmm. It's also like one of the most difficult games to platinum or get all the achievements. It's one of the most difficult games out there. Mm-hmm. But it's super fun.
All right. So are you going to play it?
Yeah. I'll get this. This will be day one for me.
Okay. Yeah, probably not a midnight game. Then they had Ninja Gaiden 4, which Hodge says pass. What do you think about Ninja Gaiden 4 though, Sean?
Pass.
It's a pass for you too. This is probably a pass for me too, but I'm probably, of the three of us, I'm probably the one that would most likely play it. I do like, action adventure, like hack and slash kind of games a little bit. I think these games are pretty difficult. I've never really played any of the Ninja Gaiden games other than like the NES one way back in the day. I did try to play that one that came to Wii U, the Ninja Gaiden 3 like special edition or whatever.
Yeah, I remember that one, yeah.
Just because there was nothing to play on Wii U, so I was like, let me play this.
Don't disparage Zombie U.
Yeah, well, at launch there really wasn't much to play, so I was like, let me try this Ninja Gaiden 3, and I didn't get super far, but who knows?
I'm not the again, similar to him, I'm not the biggest ninja guy. Like I'm like not the biggest ninja guy.
Yeah, I can get down with some ninjas, but up next they had Indiana Jones DLC, The Order of the Giants. So I have not yet played the Indiana Jones, A Perfect Circle or whatever. Have you played that game?
I've not, but Claire like freaking loved it last year.
Claire loved it. Is she excited?
Yeah, she was super. This was her this is like her favorite thing she saw.
All right. Hodge says, I'll probably check it out. Wasn't high on the plot of the game, but the gameplay was awesome. The gameplay does look pretty cool.
Yeah, gameplay does. It's funny that he's not high on the plot because a lot of people like thought the plot was awesome. They thought it was like the perfect like fourth movie because they don't want to acknowledge the fourth and fifth movie.
Yeah, I have no idea what happened. But I know like when Hodge was playing this game, he was really high on it. And then something happened in the narrative and he got like real negative on it.
Yeah.
So I don't know what. One day I think I will play Indiana Jones.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna play it eventually. I have a feeling eventually it will be on the PS Plus. I have a feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Up next, we had Beast of Reincarnation. So apparently this is in post-apocalyptic Japan. I'm just looking at it right now for the first time because I didn't remember. This looks like a Souls-like to me.
It had like Souls-like combat. I don't know if it's going to be exactly a Souls-like where you have to like rest at places to upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
It looks really interesting. I thought
Oh, it's Game Freak.
yeah. So that I was about to say that was like blew me away. I'm like, Game Freak is doing this. I saw that Game Freak logo and I was like, what the heck? And it's funny because it's not on Switch, but it's going to be on everything else, which is hilarious.
So Game Freak is the Pokemon devs,
Pokemon,
right?
yeah, they're not owned by Nintendo, but yeah, they have like a Pokemon owns Pokemon Company and Nintendo own the Pokemon IP, but they have Game Freak make the games.
Okay. Dude, this looks graphically awesome.
Yeah, it looked great. I couldn't believe how good it looked.
I saw a meme. It was funny. It was like Game Freak to Nintendo, and it showed like a really bad screenshot of a Pokemon game. And then it's like Game Freak to Xbox, and it showed like this amazing looking like samurai with a big ass deer in front of him.
So, given that it's Game Freak, that first of all, that was kind of like that was my biggest surprise that Game Freak was here.
Mm-hmm.
Given that it's Game Freak, I probably will give it a chance because like I said, I like their Pokemon games, and I would love to see what they would do. I mean, they have a couple other games that are non-Pokemon games, but they were like really. There was like one like a horse jockey game. It was really weird. This looks pretty cool. I know, like you said, it takes place in post-apocalyptic Japan. I do like post-apocalyptic material a lot, and I like Japan a lot. So I think I'm gonna. I know this does have like the samurai vibe to it, but again, given it's Game Freak and everything, I will try it out. I'm not sure if it's gonna be like a Souls like because it's described as an action RPG, and again, the gameplay showed like that action combat, but they didn't show anything indicating that you're resting to upgrade and you're collecting with these things, and if you die, you lose them all. So
I think I might play this game just from what I'm looking at. It looks awesome. So I'm going to definitely keep a strong eye on this one. And there's a good possibility, unless it comes out and it's horrible, that I might check this one out. I think it looks really cool. And the fact that it's Game Freak actually like pushing graphics for a change, I like that. That's really cool.
Claire was really into this as well. She thought it looked really cool.
This goes to show what they're capable of. So maybe they'll start taking advantage of the Switch 2 a little better. We'll see.
Yeah, hopefully.
What's the deal with these? Is it just are they rushed to make these Pokemon games?
Pokemon games, yeah, they're extremely rushed. So they used to have a lot more time between games, and then when they went fully like the 3D models, like when it got to the 3DS and they did like the full 3D, it was like a not even like the 3DS version. It just going from Gen 5 to Gen 6 was a big visual upgrade, but then the Gen 6 games they lacked a lot of post game, and they felt like it was really rushed. And then Gen 7 got really rushed. And then when they went to the full 3D models on Switch, people were pissed because they didn't render every single Pokemon in 3D. So there was certain Pokemon you couldn't transfer over.
Wow.
And it was going at the same time as Brexit. Remember Brexit?
I do.
So people were calling it Dexit, like Dexit, like the Pokedex.
Yeah.
Because there were certain Pokemon, and there's still some Pokemon you can't transfer over because they don't have a full 3D model, which I don't blame them. There's like 700 something Pokemon. Like you can't, like that's a lot. But again, it didn't look good because then the games weren't great.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's something they should have had fixed by now. Even with 700, like I wouldn't think it would be that hard to.
That's what I mean, yeah. And they're on a very like tight timeline with these games.
Nintendo and Pokemon Company are cracking the whip. They're like, "Give us our game, boy."
Yeah, they're on a very tight timeline. Yeah.
All right. Hodge just says pass, which is surprising to me because I thought with Game Freak maybe he'd be interested, but maybe he was turned off by the combat.
He's not really the biggest Pokemon guy. Like he's only played like 3 Pokemon games.
I thought he was. He's always like, "Oh, I love Yellow so much." And
yeah, it's like he's played that Silver and like Let's Go Eevee or Let's Go Pikachu. That's it.
Okay. Well, that explains it. Because I asked in the Discord, I was like, "Yo, what Pokemon should I play on the Switch?" And he's like, "Let's Go Pikachu or whatever."
That game's terrible.
I'm not going to. I already wasn't going to.
It's so bad.
Most people said Violet, so I think that's what I'm gonna do. Scarlet and Violet.
I'm gonna replay it on Switch too, so I'll play. I have Scarlet, so if you play Violet, I mean,
we can
trade the exclusives.
I'm definitely gonna get Violet because, as you know, Sean, my favorite color is purple. So, although Scarlet is also an awesome color, Scarlet and Gray, Ohio State. Yes. All right.
The Ohio State.
Yes, sir. Up next, This was the real game of the show, to be honest with you. Not the Outer Worlds 2, but Outer Worlds 2 is super close. Clockwork Revolution from In Exile, big 5-minute meaty trailer. It was looking juicy and great. I'm super hyped. What were you thinking of this one, Sean?
Game looks awesome. Totally sold. I love like the weird environment. We have like the kind of like androidish characters. The shark guy looks freaking so cool. So like it has like a whimsical like vibe to it too. Like you have the pissed off doll. You have these like little steampunk creations like walking around. You have like the knob with his like Willy Wonka esque look. Like he has like the top hat and he's like almost looks like he has a cane. He kind of like runs the place. It looks like he like walks into the bank and it's almost like he runs the place. I am super stoked for this game. I do not need to see any more. I think the gameplay looks pretty cool from what we've seen. I think you have the various choices that looks very like Bethesda to me, even though it's not Bethesda. There was like logos, like, but did you see like the rabbit logo, like all over the place?
Yeah, I think it's one of the games, maybe.
Yeah, I'm trying to like figure out what that is because that's gonna play a huge part. I'm like really intrigued by this game, and I can't wait.
Yeah, I think they mentioned there was gangs or something that you could affiliate with. Yeah. I think that might be one of the gangs. Yeah.
What'd you think of the we got to look at the crafting system for the guns?
Yeah, everything looks great. Have you ever played an In Exile game before?
Name some of the games, and maybe I have.
Wasteland, for example. Wasteland 3 is the biggest one.
Yeah, I've played
Wasteland 1, 2, and 3.
I've only played 3.
Yeah. These guys In Exile is really, really strong at the narrative and choices. Like they're always really good at that.
Wasteland was insane with the choices in Wasteland 3. It was like it made Fallout look like.
Yeah, it's the best Fallout. Wasteland 3 is the best Fallout.
Well, I know the original Fallout guys have joined Wasteland. Like the guys who did Fallout 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm so excited. They kill it with the narrative and choices, which I love, and everything else. The gameplay and the graphics looks super awesome. The shooting looks great. The environments, it's got that steampunk, almost like BioShock Infinite type vibes to it. Also, they showed off some of the narrative choices in action. There was a part where like you could choose who you were talking to at that bar, and he kept talking to the guy behind him, and the guy got mad and like killed him. I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah, me and Claire are both really excited for this game. Claire was like really excited. She's like, "Oh, wait till you see the mods on PC for this game."
Yeah, I bet there'll be a lot.
Yeah.
Hodge says, "Game of the show. I cannot wait. Looks amazing." I think we're all right there with him.
Yeah.
All right. Up next, Grounded 2. Wow. So Obsidian has been really busy. They dropped Avowed, and they're dropping this too. Although I think this was co-developed with Eidos, right?
Yeah. They're like what Insomniac was at the beginning of like the late PS4, early PS5, where they were just shooting out games left and right.
Yeah, before Wolverine. I don't know what happened.
Yeah. There is another game that we saw at the Key 3s that you are shrunk down and you are fighting insects and stuff like that. That looks much better than that. We talked about that earlier in this episode. Mm-hmm. Before we time traveled. I never played Grounded 1. From everything I've heard about it, people loved it. Mm-hmm. So, hey, more power to Grounded.
Yeah, this is a pass for me. Grounded is a survival game. You have to like craft a bunch of stuff. You have to eat food and drink water.
Yeah.
And I don't like that stuff. Life is already a struggle enough. I don't need to worry about keeping my 3D character alive too. You know what I mean? I'm struggling to keep myself alive here.
When I play like the big like open world games like the Outer Worlds, for example, I play on like the hardcore mode where you have to eat and stuff. So like that's where I get that from. So I don't need like a, you know what I mean? Yeah. I don't need something like this.
It is cool though. I remember I played it with my brother and we got our ass beat by like a big soldier ant. So that was pretty funny. But yeah, this is a pass for me. Hodge says it's a pass. You say basically it's a pass. So, but for fans out there, enjoy. Next, Chronos: The New Dawn. So this is from Blooper Team.
Yep.
So they're making a lot of games apparently.
Yeah, they did the Silent Hill 2 remake.
Who's doing the Silent Hill F or whatever it is?
I have no idea, to be honest.
I thought that was Blooper Team, but maybe it's not.
So did I. No, this is the Blooper Team game that we're getting. Hopefully it's good because most people have like said that Blooper Team usually is terrible. Like the medium, I guess, was awful. That Blair Witch VR game, I guess, was terrible. People said that Layers of Fear game was not that good either.
Yeah. I
So
didn't even play the medium, even though it was an Xbox exclusive at a time when there was hardly any Xbox exclusive. I still was like pass on this. I think like the atmosphere was good, but the gameplay is like just super mid walking sim. Like
Silent Hill F is going to be made by Neobards Entertainment, and they don't even have a Wikipedia page. So
all right, so yeah, people who liked Silent Hill 2 that Bloober Team made, the remake recently. You may like this because this is their next game, Chronos: The New Dawn. We'll see if they can strike gold twice in a row, if you will.
Yeah, it looked interesting. We saw a lot of like it's very different than Silent Hill though. Like it looks stylishly very different than Silent Hill. Like it looks a lot more like technology. There's a lot more like technology I feel like involved rather than like zombies.
Mm-hmm.
The creatures looked really crazy too. Like some of like the things that were like walking around the environment. It's very dark. That's very characteristic of Bloober Team. I actually did play the medium because I wanted to listen to the Last Stand Media spoiler cast because Ben was on it. I'm like, I want to listen to it. So I ended up buying it and just playing it. And I'm like, wow, that I wasted my time playing that, but I wanted to listen to the spoiler cast. So
nice.
Yeah.
All right. So this is probably a pass for me though, but we'll see. You know, I'm not usually into horror games much. Hodge loves horror games. He says spoopy season game looks good, but Bloober Team makes me nervous. So yeah.
Yep.
All right. Moving on. Next was Aphelion. This seems to be some kind of space-based game.
Yeah,
where you're, like flying around shooting stuff.
Space combat simulator. It looks like it's trying to capitalize. I mean, it's not obviously, but Star Wars Battlefront 2 had Star Wars Battlefront had the space battles and everything. And if you look at it, it looks like a graphically more advanced version of that. Which I mean, the Star Wars Battlefront just had that huge like uptick in players due to Andor. So it looks very similar to that. So maybe people would jump into that. I could see maybe like some Star Wars mods on the computer for this. But this is an easy pass for me. I'm like not interested in this kind of stuff at all. And it's multiplayer. So
yeah, this is a big pass for me too. I've never cared about like those flight simulators, combat games, other than like Star Fox back in the day was fun, shooting at your friends out. But for the most part, I've never got into those things. What were you saying?
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you.
Yeah, Hodge agrees too. He says A pass.
Yeah, the next game's definitely up your alley.
So there are no ghosts at the Grand. Hodge says kill me. You say I'm gonna like this. I need to look up what this is again.
Oh, the only reason I'm gonna like it because if you just look at the logo and in the trailer, what was heavily featured.
So talk to me about this game while I'm looking it up because I don't remember. This.
It was you just inherit an old hotel and you have to like restore it and then battle ghosts at night. So like you're like it's kind of like you're like simulating you're like building up the hotel and then at night it's haunted. But there's like a cat in it. That's why I said it.
Yeah, I do. I see now. They got the cat.
Was heavily featured. It looks interesting. Like there's a whole like garden that you can like tend to. You have to like build things, get resources and stuff. But then again, it's haunted at night. So it's like Luigi's Mansion cross. I don't even know. Remember that game we saw at the Keeley's? It was based on a true story. It's kind of like that game cross Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah. Looking here at the screenshots, I don't think this is for me here. I do like cats though, but
you're gonna play it.
No, I don't think so. Hodge says kill me. So
yeah, I could see that. Yeah, it was very. Do you not remember that trailer?
No, I don't really remember.
It was extremely corny, like really corny.
All right. Well, next game was Moodang Two Hearts, a cinematic third-person tactical action adventure game blending stealth, tactical combat, and a gripping Korean narrative. This game looked actually kind of cool. I don't know though. What did you think about this one?
Has the two protagonists, which is interesting. Again, we're kind of seeing like the choice of two different protagonists. Tactics though, like tactical. I'm like not the biggest tactics guy. I'm gonna get my tactics fill with Final Fantasy Tactics. Obviously, this is different, obviously, but It should be interesting. I don't know. It doesn't really do much for me though, and it's a K-pop star, so it's like, whoa.
Yeah, I need to
Not
see a
exactly.
lot more. It was kind of weird how they have like the weird Korean like idol girl mixed with like these military like Call of Duty
Yeah,
looking dudes. So I don't know what the hell is going on. Definitely would need to see a lot more of this to get me to play it. But
and we didn't get like there was no like release date. There was no nothing, not even a year. So I don't know how far along we were. It wasn't a long either. Like we didn't see a lot of it.
mm-mm. Yeah, this one was I was kind of confused honestly, but who knows? Though if they show us more, then maybe they can sell us. But for now, I am not sold. Hodge
Yeah,
says interesting, but probably won't play. Next, we have Planet of Lana 2. On this one here, Hodge says he loved the first one and he can't wait for this one here. This
yeah,
is not my type of game. This is like artsy fartsy, like side scrolling, like
yeah.
platforming stuff. Not for me. What do you think though, Sean?
I like the first one a lot. I played it on Steam, and this is definitely screams Hodge because it has like that great art style. Plus, it has like it's almost like not limbo, but it had like a lot of limbo and
Mm-hmm.
inside gameplay where you're like running around trying to solve puzzles. Not nearly as like scary or like kind of tragic and well scary or mysterious like limbo and inside. This has like a more the first one had a much more like thought out narrative.
Mm-hmm.
The second one, this looks really cool too. I'll probably be playing this.
Yeah.
And it looks like they had a lot more different environment. Like the first game was really good, but they had a lot of the same environments. Like you didn't have there wasn't a lot of variety. They showed a lot of different ones. It was like a tropical forest. You were underground and underground. You were underwater in some of them, and it showed kind of like on an icy mountain. So it looks cool.
Yeah. It does look cool. This is definitely a Hodge game. You know, it's got like
Yeah.
Kenna and inside and vibes to it, kind
Yeah,
of the art.
it's very much like Limbo, like in terms of gameplay and not heavy, not as heavy puzzle solving was, but it's still good.
All right. So we'll see about that. Next up was Solo Leveling Arise Overdrive. Is that the full name? Is Overdrive part of the name? Jesus.
Yeah,
So this is based on the anime Solo Leveling, right? Which I
yeah.
haven't watched. Have you watched that anime?
I've seen some of it. I didn't like it.
I do believe that Solo Leveling I thought I saw was like IGN or Crunchyroll's like anime of the year. So a lot of people do like this anime, but I haven't seen it.
It's another
Anime
one of those.
games.
It's another one of those like hack and slash like animes, like all about combat and like you know what I mean.
Mm, yeah.
Very shallow characters.
Yeah, this isn't for me. I haven't watched the anime. Super weeby. Also, like even if it is an anime you're into, anime games are also something kind of like Bloober Team where you got to be real skeptical because you don't know if the game's going to be horrible or good or not.
Yes, there's
A
a
lot
lot
of
of
them
bad
are
anime
very,
games.
very mid. Yeah. So you don't think you'll play this one?
No, the second they started showing it, I knew what it was, and I'm like, I'm not into this anime at all, and I'm not gonna play a game that like I'm not like, in a licensed IP game, I have to be like, I have to enjoy the IP to
Yeah.
like the game, and this is not, it's not for me.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I gave the anime a shot. I watched like the first like 6 7 episodes,
But you
and it
weren't
just
feeling it.
didn't. It was one of those that just didn't connect with me.
Fair enough. Well, that's a pass for all of us then. Hodge says the same. Next was Animo 2026. What were your thoughts on this one here?
Not for me again. Not really. Yeah, it was very interesting. Very, it's an ARPG as well. And the different, very the creates a lot of different like furry creatures. Yeah, this was really weird considering how many like dark games they had. They had so many like dark games and
Mhm.
like crazy violent darkness, and then you had this completely
Yeah.
different.
This is probably not a play for me either. But is this game like kind of like a Pokemon like a little bit or no?
Uh
Aren't you
it
capturing
had that vibe to it. It had that vibe to it. I'm looking up King's Glory Games though, because I've never actually heard of them.
the studio?
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's see who made what else they've made. They have a popular MOBA, and it was published by Tencent.
Yeah. Players assume the role of a pathfinder, capturing creatures in
Yeah,
idyllic landscapes and evolving their magical companions to explore dungeons, solve puzzles, and engage in PvP and PvE battles.
yeah, I'm good with this.
Yeah, I
I
probably
didn't.
won't play this, but The art style kind of reminds me of that dress up game. What was that dress up game that you were
I
playing?
did play it, Infinity Nikki.
Yeah, it's kind of giving me those vibes on the art style. All right. Seriously kill me, Hodge says. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4. Now, this is one that I know many people are excited about. What was this doing for you? Are you a Tony Hawk fan?
I'm super hyped for it. Pro Skater 3 and Pro Skater 4 were the only I've played now I've played Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 thanks to the collection, which I really enjoyed. But 3 and 4 were the 3, 4 and American Wasteland were the only Tony Hawk games I played, and I didn't play 4 a lot, but I loved 3 like so much. Like I'm super hyped for this. I'm gonna get this day one. I'm so excited for this. And they confirmed that they are having the campaign for 4.
Nice. Yeah, Hodge says, hell yeah. For me, I'm excited for the Tony Hawk fans out there. I did enjoy Tony Hawk back in the day. Like, I played Pro Skater 1 and 2 and maybe 3 and stuff back on, like, the PlayStation and whatnot. But I feel like I don't think I have much interest in going back and revisiting. Personally, like, these feel like games for a different time, like simpler times back then.
Yeah.
Back when you had more time and you had less expectations from video games, like just doing tricks and getting scores in a warehouse or grinding around the city was very fun. But I'm looking for a bit more right now. I want my big 70-hour massive open world RPGs these days, But I'm happy for the Tony Hawk bros. I'm sure this will be a lot of fun to hop in and get some score and just have fun. They always have great music too.
Oh yeah, super good music.
Yeah. The next game here, I'm also blanking on Fates.
I think this game looked freaking awesome. I don't know. Yeah, this is a really good art style. You are, it's an action adventure game. The skill tree looks super interesting. It's like your family tree is like your skill tree, so like your family kind of like teaches you new skills from the end. You're fighting like people from like almost like the past. They kind of like have passed on. You're fighting like a reincarnation of them. I thought the art style looked sick. I thought the traversal, the movement looked really smooth and really cool. I was super into this game. I want to see a little bit more, but it looked like, I'm shocked that Hodge is like passing on this. Like, I thought the art style would wrap him in.
Yeah, Hodge passing. This is apparently from the same team that did that Spiritfarer game where you're like ferrying people across like as they're dying or whatever. Yeah. I haven't played any of their games. I don't think this is a Midnight game, but I do like the art style. I think it has like a unique, setting and style to it. So
yeah.
The next game, though, I was a little bit excited for. We had Gears of War Reloaded. So this is a remake, I guess, of the first Gears of War coming to PlayStation and Xbox and
PC probably. August 26th.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about this one. I would be more excited if it was either a collection or 2, because 2 was my favorite. But it would be fun to go back and revisit Gears and, maybe play the campaign co-op with some friends, maybe do some multiplayer and chainsaw some people, have a good time.
They also confirmed split screen is in this game.
All right. Are you and Claire going to play it?
Probably not together. We played it. I mean, we played through all of them together on Xbox, but I want to replay it on PlayStation. So I'll probably just play by myself. She'll probably replay it on PC or something like that. But we played through them together back in 2021. We played through all of Halo and all of Gears. It was like January 2021. It was like December 2020, January 2021, back when like people were still freaking out about COVID. Where we like weren't going out a lot in the week. Like, I mean, there was a freaking bans in Massachusetts. Like, we couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Nothing was open. So we played through all of those, and it opened me up to Gears, and I really enjoyed them. So I'm super excited for this.
Very nice. I'm also excited, and Hodge is pumped. And speaking of pumped, this next game, it's funny. I was watching it, and when I first saw, like, the very first thing I saw, like, this bright, colorful art style, and I immediately was getting, like, Genshin Impact / live service vibes. And I was like, oh God, not more of this crap. And then like 3 seconds later, all of a sudden you see like the schools and the TVs. And I was like, holy shit, it's Persona. Persona 4 Revival. I'm pumped. Persona 4 is, in my opinion, the best Persona game that I've played. It's better than 5. It's better than 3. I think. But maybe I shouldn't say that because I didn't finish 5. So what the hell do I know? It's definitely better than 3, though. I played 5 about 100 hours, but didn't quite finish it. But 4 was amazing. What did you think?
Yeah, 4 is really good. Again, I'm not the biggest. It's funny, I'm the big weeb JRPG guy, but I'm not the biggest Atlas fan.
Mm-hmm.
I like I said, my favorite Atlas game is like the Ugly Stepchild Soul Hackers too.
Soul Hackers.
But I'm super excited because Persona 4 is really good. I remember I played through. We had the Persona 4 on. We had it on PS2 because my dad really likes Persona.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember playing Golden on my Vita, which was awesome. That was really fun times. So yeah, I'm really excited because they're gonna make it much more up to par with the remake of 3, and a lot of people, it became Persona really took off with Persona 5, and it was hard for people who played 5 to go back to 4 just because of all the quality of life stuff in 5. So this will give people that opportunity to play, like, experience the story of 4. It's actually funny, one of my students today came up to me, it's like, oh, did you see the Persona 4 revival? Like, yeah, I did, because he's super into Persona. I turned him on to Persona. Like, I was like, oh, I think you're gonna really like this, and I showed him it, and he was in love with Persona 4, and then I remember when he started Persona 5, he started Persona 5 right before the summer of last year, and when he came back in the fall, he's like, Mr. Mason, I freaking loved it. I'm like, oh, I'm so happy. So he was really excited for this.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. I played, like I said, Persona 5 for about 100 hours, and for some reason I stopped playing it. I was like one dungeon short of the end, basically. I want to go back and play Royal sometime, like start over.
Royal's really good. I liked Royal better. I played both of them. Like I say, I don't like Atlas games, but I still buy them and I still enjoy them. It's just like, it's not my cup of tea. It's not like it's not in my top 5. Like, people think Persona is like, a lot of people have Persona as like the greatest JRPG ever, like Persona 5 or Persona 4. I don't think it's anywhere close for me. But I'll still play them. Like, I'll definitely play this game.
Yeah. To your point, though, I played 5 first. I played Persona 4 Golden for the first time like a year or two ago on Game Pass when it came to Game Pass, and I was immediately hooked. Like, it's like takes place, as you know, in like a smaller like country town, and like just the small country town vibes, the characters, like the friendship.
I think the characters
are so awesome.
The characters in 4 are much better. I think the plot is better in 5 though.
Yeah, I don't know. I loved the plot in 4. The whole murder mystery.
Yeah.
It was just awesome, dude, with the TVs and June is what was that little jingle? Every day starts at June is or something.
Yeah. I do have a question though for you.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Teddy?
I like Teddy. Teddy's cool.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I get a lot of flack for that because Teddy's one of my favorite Persona characters, and I get a lot of flack for that.
Nothing wrong with Teddy. Teddy was cool.
Yeah.
My favorite character in that game was probably, I think, Yukiko was my favorite. She was the girl who managed the inn or whatever.
Yeah.
And she had a really positive personality. It was funny when she started like randomly laughing and stuff. But all the characters were so good in that. They were so good.
Persona, the cast of Persona 4 is freaking awesome.
It's goated. So I can't wait. Unfortunately, there was no Persona 6, but we'll get into predictions later. So sad.
I was a kanji guy.
Kind of want to try it, says Hodge, and he needs to try it.
Yeah.
Invincible versus... Hodge says pass. I also say pass because I don't like fighting games, but this is a fighting game based on the Netflix, I think, show. Invincible, which I didn't watch.
Yeah.
What did you think? Are you interested in this?
No, pass. This is a 3v3 fighting game. This is like, so Sony had the Marvel one, which was 4v4, and now we have this one, which is 3v3. Trying to get that superhero IP. I mean, they're trying to harp on the success of the Amazon show. People do love that show. They say it's awesome.
Amazon show, okay, not Netflix. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's Amazon. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'm not a fighter, bro, so pass on that one. Up next, this is a relatively big announcement, if you will, but it's, we've already played these games personally. But if you're an Xbot out there and you don't own a PlayStation for some reason and you haven't yet played these Final Fantasy games, you need to play both of them because they're both awesome. Final Fantasy VII Intergrade Remake, right? So you get the remake plus the Intergrade Yuffie DLC, and then also Final Fantasy 16, which was the game that came out in 2023, I think.
Yep.
Which was awesome. Both of these games are great. 7 Remake is better, in my opinion, but 16 is also great. You can finally play these. They're coming to Xbox, a little bit late, but hey, better late than never, I guess. If you haven't played them, do them. Sean, any thoughts on these?
Yeah, I mean, we Final Fantasy VII, that whole like universe is like my favorite video game universe. I freaking love Final Fantasy 16. I think it's awesome. Unfortunately, I don't think these are going to sell that well on Xbox.
Mm-mm.
I just don't think that the appeal is there for them on Xbox, especially. I'm not saying like Xbox people don't buy games, but they're not on Game Pass. They're already like a niche, not niche, but like Japanese role playing games are pretty. Japanese games in general are pretty niche on Xbox as it is. I don't think they're going to sell that well.
I don't think they're going to sell that well, but I think the main reason that they're not going to sell that well is because they're 2 to 5 years late. People who would have bought these games on Xbox, like me and Hodge, we would have bought these games on Xbox. We already bought and played them on PlayStation because they weren't available. So I'm not going to buy it again. So I think there's a lot of people like that who probably would have bought these on Xbox if they were day and date, but they weren't. It's 5 years later. So yeah, I honestly don't think these won't sell that well.
I think Remake is going to sell great on Switch too. I think it will.
I mean, probably, yeah. Switch is huge in Japan.
It's still the same, but it's still the same thing. It's 5 years later.
So. Yeah, but that is a. First of all, Switch is massive in Japan. It'll sell a fuckload in Japan, and also too, that is a much weebier audience for sure. So yeah,
the 5 year thing isn't like I think it's going to sell great in America too on Switch too.
I understand your point, but I think that you're kind of sleeping on my point. I think we're both right. Because like I said, there's a lot of people like me and Hodge that would have played it on Xbox. Final Fantasy fans who preferred Xbox at least 5 years ago. It's too late. They already got it on PlayStation. But anyway, at the end of the day, we both agree that I don't think it's going to sell very well. And they probably won't even announce numbers. I'd say probably 100,000 maybe copies sold on Xbox, probably at most. We'll see. All right. Coming to Xbox, too little, too late. Going to keep them on PlayStation, says Hodge. And I agree. I'm not going to buy it again. Why would I? But these are great games, though. And if you haven't played them yet, pick it up on Switch or on Xbox and experience it. Up next was Keeper. This is the next game from the people behind Psychonauts, Double Fine, I think. Yeah. Now, this seems to be a platformer where you play as like a lighthouse or something. I don't know what's going on there. What did you think about this?
Super interesting. Double Fine always creates these crazy whimsical worlds. I've actually never played a Double Fine game though. Mm-hmm. But it's super interesting. You are like you're like paired up with like some type of bird. I don't even know what kind of bird that is. But it's super interesting that obviously you can't talk. You're a lighthouse. And I'm interested to see the story because it's going to be a lot of environmental storytelling because like things that nothing talks in here. But yeah, it's super interesting. I know Double Fine makes really cool games and people love Double Fine. So I don't know. I mean, people wanted Double Fine to be here, but I think a lot of people were expecting Double Fine to be paired with like Spyro.
Okay.
So
yeah, or Psychonauts 3 or something.
Yeah, something either Psychonauts 3 or a lot of people. I saw a lot of talk about, oh my gosh, what if Double Fine's making the next Spyro game? That'd be insane. But
yeah, this game was kind of weird, and it wasn't giving like the same vibes of their previous work. So like Hodge is intrigued, but it was weird.
Very different mood.
Yeah,
than Psychonauts.
All right, I have nothing to add on this because I haven't played any of their games either. And then finally, to end the show, Black Ops 7. I could not give less than a fuck about this. I'm so over Call of Duty. Was this doing anything for you, Sean?
No, terrible. One more thing. Like you're thinking like right when they said, "Oh, we have one more thing," I knew it was Call of Duty because they hadn't showed it, and I'm like, they're not gonna not show Call of Duty. But I was like, that's a terrible way to end your show. Like, oh, one more thing. Here's Call of Duty, guys. Here it is. Trailer was super different for a Call of Duty game. But then it gets into like exactly what Call of Duty is. Claire's excited for it because she just loves Call of Duty. So that's going to be her thing. Her and her friends play it all the time, like online. But she's not interested in the campaign at all. Like she doesn't play Call of Duty for the campaign. Like her shooter campaigns are like Halo, Gears, Doom, not Call of Duty. But yeah, really weird way to end.
It was a stupid way to end. And also what the trailer was kind of weird. Were they trying to fake people out and then they like, just kidding, it's Call of Duty.
Yeah, I don't know that fake people out, but I think they were like, trying to like sell people on like, look at this. It's not like typical Call of Duty. And from everything we've heard, this is in like development hell. This
Yeah,
game.
I have zero interest. I will not play this game at all. It's on Game Pass, and I won't play it. I could care less. And that's the first negative that I've heard. The first negative stain on Claire's reputation is that she's a Call of Duty fan. Her taste has been impeccable until now. So
Yeah,
but that's all right.
no her. I mean, she feels like it's like one of the best shooters to actually like play.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, the gameplay is smooth.
And that's what she does.
Yeah, if I was directing this showcase, I would have started with Black Ops 7. That would have been my opener.
I would have as well, or
And-
put it right after the Outer Worlds too.
Yeah,
If you're gonna open it, yeah.
Those two would be 1 and 2, exactly, interchangeable order. And then I would have ended the show with Clockwork, that 5-minute Clockwork video. That's what I would have done because that was the best trailer I thought. So,
Or your one more thing could have been like, oh, and by the way, like I know we just talked about how it's like not like a huge deal, but oh, and by the way, Final Fantasy 16 is available right now. Oh, and guess what? Final Fantasy 7 Remake will be later this year. Something like that. Or you could have done the Persona 4 revival as the last thing. Like, one more thing.
But I think the reason why that wasn't is Atlas only gave him like a 40-second trailer that barely showed anything. So
true.
Yeah. But we both agree it was horribly placed and we don't care about COD. So yeah. All right. So that was the Xbox showcase. Overall, I thought it was pretty good. I thought all 3 of the showcases were pretty good here. So let us know, listeners, in the comments what you thought of the showcase. What games are you most excited for? And which showcase do you think was best? Let us know, whatever. I think they were all pretty equal. I don't think any of these showcases were amazing, but I thought they were all pretty solid. What I'd like to do now, Sean, to end the show is we had our predictions. Let's go through our predictions. I'll let you start, if you will. If you want to go through your 10 and let us know if it happened and how many points you got, and then we'll tally it up.
All right, yeah. So I said Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer. Nope, we didn't get any of that. Nowhere to be found. I had Xbox opens with Gears of War E-Day. E-Day was not there. I'm shocked it wasn't there. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
No. At the Key 3, we're gonna get another Lego game featuring, and then my bonus was like featuring a PSIP / Uncharted. We did get 2 new Lego games, but nothing with PlayStation.
So gave you a point for that one.
Yeah. Elder Scrolls 6 trailer to end the show. Didn't see anything from Elder Scrolls, nor did we see anything from Starfield, which is very interesting. Key 3, Silk Song, new trailer and gameplay with a release date of 9/12/2012. I'm glad you gave me a point there, even though it wasn't at the Key 3s, it was at the Xbox, but I'll take the point.
I gave you a point because Silk Song was in the building, so.
Yeah. Shadow Drop, Xbox Viva Pinata. Nope. Instead, we Shadow Dropped Final Fantasy 16.
Which is a better game, I'm sure.
Yes, very much so. Key 3, Mina the Hollower. Got that, but didn't get the exact release date. It was just a month and a half off, so.
You would have won the whole thing if you got that.
An automatic win if I got that.
Yep.
Next up, I said Saros from Housemarque will be there with an exact release date. I am shocked we didn't see any of this game because this game is supposed to be coming this year.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll get like maybe they don't think it's big enough to be like, oh, we're going to have a future state of play like they did for Ghosts. Maybe we'll get a Saros one later. Middle of the Xbox show, I said new COD. Dislike to like ratio will be immense, and a Switch 2 logo, 1 point.
I don't know. I actually don't know what the dislike ratio is.
Oh, people are hating. I mean, I know people are hating it.
I bet they are. So maybe that's a 2 point for you. I don't know.
Well, I didn't get the Switch 2 logo, so.
Okay. All right, fine.
We did get a lot of PlayStation logos though, which a lot of people said that would not happen, but we did.
We did.
People are hating it, and it wasn't in the middle of the show, but it was at the end of the show. Again, bonehead decision there.
Yeah.
And then at the Key 3's new first-party Nintendo game revealed, coming to Switch 2 next year. We did not get that.
We didn't get Splatoon 4. Did we get any first-party Nintendo games?
No, because Splatoon 4 was like the next, the next thing.
All right. So I think is that 4 points for you? I don't know. Yes. I'll go through mine. So Battlefield, Key 3, second half 2026. Nope, we didn't see any Battlefield.
I'm shocked we didn't. I can't believe we didn't.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. We need Battlefield. Next, Fable will be shown and dated. Nope, it was absent. Persona 6 and Persona 4 remake at Xbox. I gave myself 1 point for that for Persona 4. Persona 6 was sadly absent. I'm going to continue to keep predicting this, though. One of these days it will come true.
If you predict a home run every at bat, eventually you'll be right.
Exactly. And then you could be like, I called it.
Yeah, it's like, dude, you've called it for 3 years now.
Yeah, just wait. Developer direct or whatever start next year. I will be again here saying Persona 6. New MMO from ZeniMax Online. Nope, don't think we saw that.
Didn't we get? Oh, we didn't get a new one. We saw
Elder Scrolls Online.
Elder Scrolls Online, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not getting a point for that. I thought they would have a new game. So, Kojima will be at Keeley's and he will announce or show something. Yes, he was. That's a point. Everwild will be at Xbox with a new trailer. And nope, that was absent.
Can I say something about this? Can I say something about that? That game has to be dead. We haven't seen it in like 5. It's been since 2019 they revealed it. We haven't seen anything, not even an update. That game has to be dead.
Yeah, it is really weird. The only way I can think of this being salvageable is if maybe the reason why they're holding it off is because they want to do a shadow drop. So maybe we'll see it at Developer Direct next year with a shadow drop. But I'm worried.
Or my theory of the game is completely remade from what we saw, like completely different.
It's definitely troubling how quiet they've been with this game. It's been a long time.
I think it's very similar to Wolverine. I think Wolverine's either completely overworked from what we saw in the leaks, or it's dead.
Yeah. So we'll see. Hopefully, the game comes out and is in good shape, but I am worried. Elder Scrolls 6 will not be shown at any showcase. I got a point for that, but I said BGS entirely will be absent. I was wrong because I forgot about Fallout 76. And Fallout 76, I forgot about it because I don't count that as a BGS game, but technically it is a BGS game, and it was there, and so I didn't give myself the point for that. So, oops. If I had remembered Fallout 76, I would have said Fallout 76 would have been there because it is always there. But Ghost of Yotei will be shown at K3. Well, it wasn't, but it was shown at PlayStation, so we gave me a point for that because we didn't know at the time that there was a state of play. So, Perfect Dark won't be shown in any way. That was the point. It wasn't there. Judas. No, we didn't see any Judas.
Sadly. Again, shocker there. I'm very shocked we didn't see Judas.
Yeah. And we also didn't see KOTOR, by the way, which wasn't a prediction that I had, but I was hoping. There was that rumor. Some dude came out, some graphics artist or something was talking about like, oh, KOTOR. He lied to everyone.
Yeah, I think his name was Corey R.
No, not that one. All right, so I think I got 5 points, Sean.
Yeah, you got 5. I got 4.
Very close contest, sir.
We were both a little generous. You were a little generous giving me points too. Some of the points.
Yeah, well, I technically won, but I will say that you had more risky and better predictions. So handshakes all around, Sean. Good contest. It was a lot of fun. I'm not going to gloat. It was a weak victory, if anything. So, but yeah, we had fun though. The showcase was fun. Do you have any final thoughts, sir, for this episode and the showcases and anything at all?
Overall, I thought all 3 shows were really good. I enjoyed all of them. There was multiple games at each show that I wanted to play and probably will be playing. At least 2 games that I'm definitely day one at each show, and much more than that too. So overall, I think the real winners here are the gamers because we got a lot of cool stuff.
Absolutely. I'm trying to remember. Do you remember what Hodge's 2 predictions were? I wonder if he got his predictions.
He said Kojima at Keeley's. We'd see more. He said we'd see not. We said we'd see the game that he's working on that not Death Stranding 2.
Okay.
And then he said, what the heck
I found it. For Xbox, Halo Remastered. Nope. And for Keeley, Kojima showed something. And then
showed something. So, yeah. I thought he meant specifically the
he did say afterwards ? So I think that was like his bonus point. So we'll give him 1 point. Good job, Hodge. But with all that said, guys, we're going to get out of here. This is like a 3-hour episode, damn near. Our longest episode by far, but it was a lot of fun. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.
Just wait till the PS6 prediction episode in 2 years. That's going to be a 6-hour show.